Usually it would... Okay, all right.
I'm just trying to get a rise out of, that's all. It's just funny. It's funny.
I'm the kind of asshole that would bring a trash bag full of fire ants in the whole fucking thing and say, did I forget to mention that I was starting a gigantic fire ant collection, fucking ant farm and all the units? Did I forget that? God. I'm so sorry that I forgot to mention all that.
Oh, man. Yes, it begins. It begins. Welcome, everyone, to episode 24 of the B3 GamingCast. This is Janzer247. You can find me at Janzer247 pretty much anywhere. And we have Count Chocula.
Hey, I hope everyone can hear me okay. I'm having some internet issues, so that was the reason for our delay. So
Yeah, we worked out something. So as you can see, we've reverted back to our former icon selves. And we have the Gamertron show.
Hey, hi, how you doing? Hope everybody has a wonderful day today. Hope everybody had a wonderful week. A lot of crazy shit happened this week. My God.
Yeah?
A lot of crazy things happened. In the world of gaming or in real life? Because in real life, a lot of crazy stuff happened.
Everything.
And gaming, it pales in comparison to real life.
That's true.
Yeah, it's been a couple,
so I just want to
slow gaming.
Talk about games. I'm tired of real life right now. Man, just don't want to be in the world right now. It's horrible. It's that bad.
We need to leave the Matrix. We need to find a way out of the Matrix. We need to find Neo. Keanu Reeves?
Keanu. No, he's out there making shitty movies and money for himself.
Yeah, John Wick and... I heard John Wick was pretty good, though.
I was going to say, I was going to defend that. I heard it was pretty good.
I was going to say, I like Keanu Reeves. I don't hate him, but I don't think he's a very good actor.
Dude, thanks for the props, yo.
Yeah, everything is the same, but...
Whoa.
I like it. I like most of his movies.
They really like me. Whoa. That's awesome. Point Break.
I mean, I think the best acting he ever did was Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted is pretty good.
Really? I honestly think John Wick is it was such a good movie. I had such good fun. I saw that in theaters. It was a blast.
Mm-hmm. I really got to see that. I know they're working on John Wick 2. I saw that poster.
Yes.
I saw that poster. And he's just in a suit, getting measured for a suit or whatever. I was like, okay, that's a thing. It doesn't excite me in any way. But then again, I'm not a woman, so that's probably why. But I'm sorry, I'm also not a gay guy.
What's the crappy movie that Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher or something? Come on, man.
You mean Paycheck Series? That's what
I'm so sick of Tom Cruise anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, someone's got to keep him working because then he's really going to get into that Scientology stuff. But if he's busy working,
even more.
Yeah, right, exactly. If he's just busy working, then he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
A lot of the celebrities are dropping out of that Scientology.
I read that.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Graham liked Jack Reacher, which I'm not saying it was a terrible movie. It's just, Tom Cruise is a badass.
It was generic. I saw it. Yeah. It was okay, but it was also generic okay. Yeah. So I got nothing.
I'm hoping 2 mixes things up a little. I liked the first Jack Reacher. 2 looks like it has a bit more of an interesting plot.
Yeah. We need John Wick and Jack Reacher.
John Reach Around.
John Reach Around. Nice. Jack reached around John. All right.
Yeah, we could combine the two and have a little buddy buddy movie or something. Yeah.
Man,
John Reach Around.
Has that combination? Has Keanu Reeves and Tom Cruise ever been? Have they ever been in a movie together? I don't think they have.
I don't think.
Yeah, Bill and Ted 3. I think.
Shut up.
There was a third Bill and Ted?
Shut up.
I'm kidding.
I was going to say, shut up. There's no... Jesus.
Bill and Ted 3.
Hope everyone is doing all right. Not y'all, the people listening.
Jakey Boy says he's buffering. He's only halfway around the world.
I can't do anything about that. That sucks. I'm sorry about that. Yep. But for everyone listening, we're doing well with our numbers on iTunes and whatnot, so... We appreciate all the support. I was going to say the damn support.
All the damn support.
Yeah, all the damn support.
You damn dirty apes.
You dirty bastards.
We'd appreciate your money more, so if you could give that to us, that'd be nice.
Wow. Just
pandering now. Biblical Reaper style.
Not even. Wow, I thought he had enough. I thought we promoted him enough last time. count.
Oh shit!
I don't ask for money, Gamertron. What are you talking about? In fact, I think the only time I asked for money was for a charitable event.
I was more like just getting to the point, being blunt about it.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I understand.
The Biblical Tron Show.
Nice.
Oh God. Oh, praise Lord and Jesus. Hey, hi. How
Well,
you doing? Praise
it's
the
more
Lord.
about yes, that's true. And then give me your money, and I will. You will be entered. You can enter into the kingdom of video games.
They're just not even. They just don't care anymore. Have you seen some of these TV evangelists now?
I don't know.
They're fucking shameless.
This is
now.
why I play video games.
Yeah,
I don't even want to.
We got to get on video games, man.
I'll start off with some stuff I played this week. I played some Doom multiplayer finally. Yeah! The multiplayer of it. And I got my ass ripped so hard, so bad, the first match that I played. But there was also a match in there that I played later on down the line that I was at the top of the leaderboard. So, I experienced the spectrum of ass whooping, Yeah.
Ass whoopery?
Ass whoopery, if you will. Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, that needs to be a word.
And I got to say, it's rough if you get into the multiplayer now. Which, by the way, it feels good. It feels good. Weapons feel good, all that. Feels like old school stuff. And that whole thing about like, oh, well, old arena shooters was about like knowing the timing of weapons and going to those weapons because you know where they're at. And then you defend that area exactly the same way as Doom is right now. So it absolutely lives up to the old, way that in fact, that's kind of annoying because people that know the timings of when things spawn and where they could spawn dominate. So that's perfect for people that like that because there you go, you autists. It's there. You can have it again,
That's what I've been saying since Doom multiplayer came out. They said, oh, well, like, just because you don't have to pick up every single gun in the game doesn't mean those old school elements aren't there, and they're there in a way that still promotes that kind of playstyle, that old school mentality. If you want to dominate the match, you're going to memorize when that demon rune spawns, where it is, the power-ups, the power weapons. Like, it's all still there.
Yes.
There's still a great deal of skill involved. Like, the players who were getting top of the leaderboard when you and I were playing, Janzer, were the players who were getting the power-ups, were the players who were getting the demon rune and played the demon well. Like, I hate it when people say the demon's OP. Not OP. Janzer, you played this demon and
I did not feel OP as the demon at all. I, in fact, felt like I wasn't able to catch people because they balance out the power versus, whatever it is that demon's abilities are. So, and I played as, actually, I can't remember which demon it was.
Baron of Hell. You played as Baron of Hell.
Yeah, he doesn't jump that I know of.
Oh, he can jump. It's just not a high jump.
Okay, yeah. It's just, you're so slow. And it just, if there are people not around you, well, yeah.
Yeah, but the demon is a power-up.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's supposed to be a little...
Oh, yeah.
You're supposed to be a little badass when you get the demon.
Oh, yeah.
So,
but it's still, like, if you don't play the demon well, like, you're not going to get a lot of kills.
Right.
I hear so many players say, oh, once you get the demon, like,
you've
won the game. Like, shut the fuck up.
I got no kills.
Shut the fuck. Yeah. I hate it when people say, well, once you get the demon, you're all powerful. You're not.
Gamertron coming in hot today. Calm down, man. We got the rest of the podcast
to go.
The
hero
power there's way more. Don't worry, the Salty Tron show has only just begun.
Well, it's like the hero power-up in Battlefront. I mean, that is basically overpowered, but it's supposed to be. So, I mean, you can't really compare those two. So, I mean, to say that the demon is OP in Doom is kind of ridiculous. Because you're not anywhere near as powerful as you are when you get the hero power-up in something like Battlefront. So
like once you become Skywalker or Darth Vader... Oh, the new boss.
Have you seen the guys going on the fucking kill streaks with boss?
Yeah, I have. Holy
my god,
shit.
dude!
Wait, what are you talking
overpowered.
about?
Star Wars Battlefront. It's latest Death Star DLC.
We can talk about that later.
No, talk about it now. You're on it. I want to hear. I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, so they've added 2 new heroes. They finally added Chewbacca, which is awesome.
I was about ready to try to do that, and I can't do it. I can't do that.
It's not.
Let's try it.
It's not bad. That's pretty horrible, actually. I'm just saying.
I sound more like the fucking Rancor. Anyway. Anyway.
But yeah, so they added so Chewbacca's in the game now, which is fantastic. People have been asking for Chewbacca to be in the game since the game came out, so he's finally in it. And they also added Bosk as a new Empire villain character, and Bosk is holy shit.
He's got that auto rifle, that auto laser rifle that fires. It's like it's kind of like a submachine gun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's also got heat vision, so he can see
predatory instinct.
Yeah, so
that's badass. Like the Predator.
Is he a yellow-skinned lizard?
He's a lizard dude.
Yeah, stupid. I'm sorry. He looks dumb.
You think he looks dumb?
Well, you know what? I got to send you the link I'm looking at. It's probably a really dumb toy. But yeah, I'm sorry. Okay,
dude,
go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You're crushing my childhood right now.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. Don't.
I used to walk around with that.
This is what I'm looking at. I'm going to dump it into chat. And it just didn't look great.
Yeah, that's Bosk. That's Bosk.
It just looks bad. Hi, everyone. I'm Bosk. There's a better version of that. That's not that. That's not good. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
I'm not seeing the picture of Bosk.
That's probably best because I'm a shithead.
No, that was one of my favorite Star Wars action figures.
I don't know anything about him. I don't know. It doesn't ring a bell.
We had IG-88. We had Bosk and what's the other one? Mindar or something, or I can't remember his name. But all the bounty hunters, and it's
I think you're just making things up now.
No.
Mindar?
Of course, Boba Fett.
Mindar.
Yeah, the other bounty hunter.
Where did they come out in the movie?
Where are you getting this picture?
It was
are
just
you
Google
showing
images.
it on the stream?
I put it. I put it in the
chat.
chat. I put it in the stream chat.
Oh, you put it in the chat. I'm a
people
dumbass.
that show up to the chat. Get
I'm waiting for it to
a little
come
extra
up on the screen. Like,
people get in the chat.
That's Bosk, baby.
That come down to Twitch TV B3 GamingCast. They get a little extra, so we got to give them a little extra sometimes.
So. How do you not like that picture of Bosk?
Oh man, it doesn't look like a great
toy.
It doesn't look,
toy, man.
Yeah, Volt's no webcams. That's true. So that means I'm gonna de-pants right now. Hold on. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I already beat you to it.
Oh, did you? Shit, I gotta turn off my webcam. I still have it on. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a beanbag chair right now eating Cheetos and shit. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But anyway, no, that's a fucking great thing. That Bosk picture, man, that brings back memories of my childhood right there.
Cool.
Like anybody cares, you know.
Let's see here. Deactivate. Okay, perfect. That way, I don't accidentally have like the camera like spy me.
You don't have NASA watching you undress.
Watch my balls. No, we don't need that. We don't need this. We don't need this. Then we lose the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel.
Satellite orbiting Pluto? No, that's Jansen's
balls.
Oh
God! Oh, why?
A live feed.
Oh no. We have a tip link though, just in case.
They're as big as tangerines.
Oh man, I think you have cancer of the balls, dude.
Definitely has cervical.
That's not. You shouldn't be proud of them when they look like that. That's something wrong.
You've been sitting on the microwave again, haven't you? I told you.
How did you know? Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Any other info about Star Wars Battlefront?
Yeah,
the Death Star thing.
Yeah, the Death Star, the trench battle, like it's kind of cool because depending on what side you are during the fight, it assigns pilots that you have to go down in the trench.
Sweet.
And you have to complete like 12 checkpoints or something like that before you can use your ion torpedoes to like blow
just
up
like the movie.
Just like the fucking movie.
Use the Force.
I guess the only way to get rid of the enemies behind you, you know, the TIE fighters, is to like you have to stay in that trench because they've made it really narrow. Was that a TIE fighter?
I was trying.
That's beautiful.
I'm sorry. I tried.
What does the TIE and TIE fighter stand for? That's
fuck,
the trivia
I knew
for the
this.
day, guys.
Well, I knew it.
Don't Google it.
I'm not. You would hear my keyboard because it's the Corsair clicking keys.
Don't Google it.
It stands for titty integrated electrons.
Yes, exactly. The
T always stands for tits.
You get the George Lucas prequel prize tonight. Yes.
But do I get that huge neck, like like turkey neck that he has or whatever. Have you seen this?
You're beautiful.
Have you seen this thing? This parody of George Lucas with the big old, oh, look at the goiter on my neck. It's so. Do you want to pet it? Do you want to touch it?
Yes.
Oh man, this is great.
Remember when George Lucas actually had the nerve to say, "Well, I can't believe that they didn't have me. They didn't bring me in as a consultant on The Force Awakens."
Oh wow, yeah.
Somebody
you wonder
tackle
why.
him.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
J.J. Abrams is probably like, hey George,
you can consult on the food services. Yeah. Tell us what kind of food.
Yeah, exactly. You can be the craft food service guy or something. Man. It's like, stay away from Star Wars now, George. Okay.
So to trench run, right? Or wait, no, trench
it's
battle.
Twin ion engine, by the way.
Okay, there we go. So we got that. So, the Death Star, right? The Death Star. Anyone play it?
Oh, I can't wait for it. It looks like a lot of
it's not
fun.
out yet. I'm sorry.
No, they're early. Comes out in a couple days though, I think.
Okay. There's like some early gameplay out on all the.
There's one YouTuber that's got like 500,000 subs that he's been streaming it for hours.
He's got early access.
Yeah, They flew him over to Sweden, not to work on the Division, but to get the early access so he could test
these
it out.
YouTubers.
They probably paid him too to say good things.
Who are these? They're not any better.
Okay,
better than who?
I don't know. Just let's move on. I don't want to talk about that. He doesn't deserve to go. I deserve to go.
Not a Star Wars guy.
I don't even have the game.
He's not a Star Wars
I don't even
guy.
have the game. Oh, I love Star Wars. I love Star
go.
Wars. I just don't have the game because
I don't think you're a Star Wars guy, man.
You're right, because I would have bought.
Star Trek guy either, though.
I like Star Wars and I like Star Trek.
You're a Firefly guy.
I'm in between. I like that too. I like a little bit of all of them, but I don't obsess over them. We'll put it that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Basically, I'm not a fan.
You don't go to Comic-Cons? You don't go troll Trekkies at a Comic-Con dressed as like Boba Fett and shit? So.
What? Oh, that's like asking to have your ass beat. Come on, Count.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? A Vulcan death pinch on me? Really? Really?
Yeah,
when
if
I go,
showed up, they would escort me out. They'd be like, "Who is this guy? He's scary. Get him out of here."
See, I love classic Star Trek, but I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars fan as a kid. But the prequels kind of ruined it for me. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I really love Star Trek.
Yeah, the prequels fucked everyone up.
It was like a real bad dose of cocaine.
Whoa!
Didn't go over well.
I can't tell you about that.
All the cocaine I've ever had is much better than the prequels.
Wow.
Okay. So I would never like.
2 cast members of B3 GamingCast confirmed to be cocaine junkies. Great. That's great. That's great. Yes, Jakey, a TIE fighter. Or a thigh fighter, if you will. Yeah.
Ooh,
a thigh buster.
Sound of that.
Thigh buster. That reminds me of a movie I watched.
Suzanne Summers.
We're just going to keep flowing into these, into the next topic. That reminds me what I did this past week. Speaking of thigh buster, I watched a bunch of movies every night because I was like, everything going on in the world right now, fuck it all. I don't want to be anywhere near it. And I wasn't feeling games because I was too stressed at work. We're finishing up on a project. So I was like, what can I do? So I started watching these old 36 Chamber of Shaolin movies.
Oh, yeah.
Late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, the Shaw stuff.
Brothers?
Run Shaw. Yeah, the Shaw.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
go on.
So
I can talk about this all
Sante, is the guy that goes to... The first one's pretty good. It's a little campy, a little funny, but mostly it's kind of serious, So he goes through this guy that he's a scrub, and he gets his way.
You're talking about Master Killer. That Master Killer is the name of the English version of it.
Oh, really?
36 Chambers of Shaolin is the original title of it.
They got that on Netflix right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on DVD.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's also known as Master Killer.
Well, one of them
is Master Killer also.
I watched that. I watched Return to the 36 Chamber of Shaolin, and that one gets a little bit campier, a little bit funnier.
I didn't
more comedic.
I didn't like the Return when
Well, then
crazy about
there's the Disciples of the 36 Chamber of Shaolin, and that one just takes away any kind of seriousness and it's pure fucking campy comedy.
Goofy
they don't even give a
shit.
fuck.
Yeah. Right.
The mom in that one, there's a mom. We said thigh busting, so this is getting down to that. She's no, you'll hear. There's a few observations I made while watching these movies too. These old Chinese kung fu movies. The mom, one of her sons fucked up, got like in bad with the Manchus or whatever, and
it's always the Manchus.
It always is, I mean? And this is interesting because this is very telling.
The Manchu dynasty, those bastards.
Yeah, they're the Cantonese.
Everyone expects the Manchu
Cantonese
Inquisition.
versus the Manchu coming in and fucking their shit up, right? So one of the sons, he fucks up, he pisses them off. They're like, all right, we're gonna kill him, bring him out here. We just gotta kill him. That's all, right? And the mom's like, no, that's not going to happen. They're gone. I sent them to Shaolin. And they're like, okay, well, that's bullshit. We can get him back. And she's like, no, I will be your bride if you can separate my legs. I'm not even kidding. And then she gets into this stance of her locking her thighs together with her feet kind of sticking out at an angle at the bottom, from the bottom of her legs out. Mm-hmm. And the guy is just trying as hard as possible to just separate it. He can't do it. She's got like superior muscle power in them thighs. All right. And by the way, her sons learned kung fu from her, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So when they go to Shaolin, they actually know a bunch of stuff already. One of them does. He's really strong.
And let me guess, it's crane style.
No, I think it's. No. They didn't say what it was, but I did watch some other stuff. Like I watched like a kid with the golden arm.
The woman always knows crane style, and the man always does like tiger style.
Well, like in the kid with the golden arm. The woman in that one, she actually was a sword fighter. But I mean, in this
they had
one,
a lot of sword fighters in that one.
Yeah, in this one though, in this Disciples, I don't know what she knew, and I think Wing Chun is actually like supposedly developed from a woman. Like she wanted to fight and whatever, she developed it, and that's. But anyways. Well,
Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
It's got similarities to like crane style. Mm. Yeah, exactly. Like it's more like it's not like a manly type. Yeah, I see what you mean. That Bruce Lee kind of had that. Bruce Lee started with that.
Yeah, he mixed it in. But so she's there, and the dude's like just trying to separate her. Like what? He can't do it. All the dudes are making you can't, you fucking punk ass bitch. And they're all his subordinates, But so then he gets all pissed off, and so then it's fight time. And so she's fighting people. I think towards the end of it, she goes to try to get her son out of like he gets duped because he's just an idiot. He gets duped by the mayor or the Manchus or whatever, and they basically try to kill him. And Sante's like the star of all of these. Although what's interesting in the 36th Chamber of Shaolin in The Return, Sante is actually not the actor that played Sante in the first one is actually the idiot.
Liu.
In the second one, he's the same actor, and there's a different guy playing Sante. But in the third one, it's back to the same guy playing. What? It didn't make any. I think they just wanted to make sure he was in the movie or something, So, and if he played the master monk, then he wouldn't have had much screen time. So he went and played the idiot role, the guy that had screwed up. And anyways, so the last scene, big old fight scene, whatever, and they get down to business in these fight scenes. They're awesome, And the mom's there, in fact, and she's all the guys, the guards with spears are all trying to stab her. They don't give a fuck. People are punching her, kicking. She's fighting back, and it made me realize, holy shit. This is probably the only genre of movies, kung fu, where women stand on level with men in regards to this. Not just fighting, but in the fact that men don't give a fuck. Like, if you brought that to the West, it'd be like, oh, you don't want to hit the woman. Yo, you want to pull your punches. Oh, whatever.
No,
like this one, they're trying. There's 10 dudes with spears trying to murder the fuck out of her.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care. Yeah, they're punching, whatever. And she's got the ability to fight back. This is equality. That's equality. The fact that they're willing to beat on a woman... That's equality without any hesitation.
Well, that's true. It's true equality.
It's true. Yeah. And she's like, let's do it. They give her the power, and there's the consequences, just like in real life. If somebody comes up to you and they want to fight you, well, they better be able to handle it. And so in the movies, they do that. Granted, in their culture, they're the opposite of that. So I always thought it was kind of ironic that women in kung fu movies, they have ability, but in real life they really kind of subjugate them quite a lot.
Right? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
subservient.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting.
It's kind of like the directors almost like speaking out against it, kind of when they direct and write these movies.
I think what I got out of it was they understood these are movies and they're fantasy. So when you look at Western stuff, they don't want to hit women because, oh no, you can't do that because we can't do that in society. It's a fucking movie. It's fantasy.
Exactly.
They understood
like
that.
Apocalypse is strangling Mystique.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did they mention Jennifer Lawrence is making fucking $15 million on that film? They don't mention that part, really.
No. You can't strangle her because she's a woman, So it's unfair and it's not right. How come they're not?
By falsely fighting for supposedly women's equality, they're actually doing women a disservice by making women seem like they need help, they need all of this support because they're helpless victims. It's the same old song.
It's why I found it ironic watching these things, and I was like, wow, even from a society that doesn't give equality, they even understood, at least in their entertainment, they can represent women in a way that would be something that maybe people would want to see, and they did. So yeah, it's interesting. Well,
I'm so glad you're watching the Master Killer or the 36th Chamber of Shaolin. That's considered one of the classic.
The original's great. The first one's great.
Along with the original is an absolute classic.
Yes.
Of the Shaw Brothers. Shaw Brothers kind of went downhill later on, but they made some really classic. Some of the old style dynasty, Chinese kung fu movies.
And it's really interesting because they're also pulling from history there too. So you see what the dynamics were like. Oh, the Cantonese hated the Manchus because the Manchus came in and destroyed all this area, and they tried to subjugate them. So even in China, it was like what Africa was like too, which is all this internal fighting. And it took like the British people coming in trying to fuck things. It took all these other powers. Like China came out of it, Africa didn't. Yeah. It's crazy, but
all their actors are like Taiwanese acrobats.
Well,
all those guys were like real traveling.
Beautiful choreography.
It's show kung fu. It's not practical fighting. But
it's dancing. It's beautiful choreography by far.
And it's a lot of it. Oh man, it's really good. There's one. Speaking of feminism type.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm just saying. The Shaw Brothers actually have another kung fu movie that's really good. It's one of my favorites called Executioners from Shaolin.
Yes, that's on my list.
Oh, okay.
It's there, dude. They're all on Netflix. It's great.
The mother would not. It didn't want anything to do with having her son learn. So the villain of the movie is Bai Mei.
Oh,
and they have a classic
scene
at the beginning where he fights the priest from the Shaolin Temple, and he kills the priest. Yeah. And then, so this guy is trying to get revenge for killing his priest. So he trains his son in Tiger Kung Fu, but at the end, it's the woman that finally trains his son in crane style that beats the guy. So
because
it was
historically,
the woman that was the hero.
What we find is that's actually true, that a lot of women knew Kung Fu too. Like I said, Wing Chun came from, a woman. But for those uninitiated in the Kung Fu movies, Pai Mei was actually referenced later on by, of course, in Kill Bill, so...
Yeah, that's the whole... I mean, he's using
David Carradine talks about him. Yep.
Yeah, Pai Mei. Yeah, what I say earlier, Pai Mei. I meant Pai Mei. Yeah.
I thought you said... I heard it as Pai Mei, too. No, maybe I was looking to hear what I thought.
It's either Pai Mei or Pai Mei.
I'm pretty sure
the white... He's got the gray hair, the gray beard, and the gray little goatee thing, or whatever you want to call it. And he wears the white robe. Yeah.
This reminds me, Bobby Lee on Mad TV. Check this out on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Funny. Bobby Lee on Mad TV did a version of Pai Mei. It's the long white beard, straight beard. Where he's stroking and swipes back. So he does a version of it. It's just ridiculous. I'm not going to even try to tell you about it because it's ridiculous. He's great. His characters are amazing. And I know we're going off on tangents, but I don't give a shit. Like he does a character kind of like.
I would love to make I would love for them to make a video game series of some of those old Shaw Brothers.
Oh yeah,
movies. Five Deadly Venoms. Have you ever seen that?
Well, actually using the characters, yes, and especially like this one, the kid with the golden arm. There was like iron or brass head,
Yeah,
and
silver spear, head.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
short
Dude,
axe and long axe.
I have them all. You understand? I collect these movies.
This is amazing.
I've been collecting
Count.
these movies since the 90s.
This is awesome, Count.
Yeah,
oh, man.
we used to stay up and watch Black Belt Theater. Me and my buddy would
so
stay
good.
up all night and watch Black Belt Theater when we were little kids.
They used to come out on Sunday, and so
we'd beat the crap out of each other and the furniture, and then we'd get in trouble the next day.
Oh yeah, even I felt like it after watching. I was like, totally, man.
And, like, my dad would come down and like smack me on the head. Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to sleep, you dumbass.
So good. So basically, go check it out. It's on Netflix. Just look for 36 Chamber of Shaolin. And if you guys need another tie-in culturally, Wu-Tang Clan talks about them too. So there you go.
Wu-Tang Clan bought the rights to some of the more generic ones.
They're deadly in love with it. Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, they built their whole whole image around that Wu-Tang Clan, Max Tequila, all those guys are
Absolutely. So big tangent there, but that's a lot of good times. Very interesting stuff to me, at least. So,
I can talk about Shaw Brothers Kung Fu movies all night. That'd be a separate podcast.
And you'd be far more advanced in my knowledge because I'm only recatching up. See, because I saw a lot of this stuff when I was a kid. I didn't remember
one called Check out one called Crippled Avengers.
Crippled Avengers. I saw it. I'm telling you, they have an entire list on Netflix. I saw that in there. And I was like, I wonder what that's about.
Where they crush the guy's head and make him like stupid. He was like really smart and then they make him stupid.
What?
And then
wow.
Check it out, Gamertron.
He's brain damaged, basically.
Yeah.
They basically
gave him brain damage. And so now when he fights like he's drunk. He fights like he's crazy or whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to call this the 36 chamber.
The 36 chambers of YouTube heroes.
God.
B3. I'll just call it a B3 for now.
36 chambers of B3. I love it.
Yeah, nice. If you want to bring it back to games in your way, we kind of just went off on a tangent there, but that's apparently a love that we share.
And me and Janser had no idea we were going to be talking about that tonight.
I know, that's what makes this part beautiful. That's what makes this I'm just sitting here like, this is incredibly fascinating.
It's great, man. It's great stuff, and it's not like you have to invest a lot just to check it out. So anyways, go ahead, sir.
Well, I'd love to hear more about what you thought about Doom multiplayer from what we played, because you and I tried out the brand new game mode that just got added this week, the free-for-all deathmatch, which is something that the people who enjoyed Doom multiplayer have been asking ever since its release. I'll just give my quick thoughts on it.
Please do.
I think it's great. I think it's an excellent addition to the game. I think it kind of emphasizes what the devs keep calling push-forward gameplay, and it's beautiful chaos. When you're not on a team and everyone is trying to fucking murder each other, like, it creates this unique chaos. There was already chaos in the regular game mode, but it adds this unique chaos where when you don't have any teammates and everyone's out to get you, as soon as you see other players, even in the distance, you're just like, kill, 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 kill. You remove the objective out of the game and just have that classic deathmatch. It shows how much fun the weapons can be, how fun it can be when everyone just fucking dogpiles on each other with grenades and explosives. It's good fun. It's damn good fun. I'm glad it's there. It still confuses me though, because why did it take so long? It's been
I don't know.
It's been a few months since the release of Doom, and I like to look at things from a game developer point of view, but I can't understand why this game mode took so long. I really could. I really can't. It doesn't. I look at it from a game developer point of view, like from the perspective of coding, of development. I'm just thinking, this didn't need this many months. This could have easily like a couple weeks. It should have been
in on release.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
really not hard to
go
do.
A step further. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome that they're still supporting the game after all this time. Like,
right. I mean, they made their money in spades. I mean, they could just let it go. You know what I mean?
But they're not. So it's really awesome that they're doing this. They're going through where this is a big package deal. This is going to have a year-long life cycle. They're working on more season pass content. Like
this last update was free. Yep, absolutely.
Yes. Mm-hmm. They also added private matches, which is fucking great. I wasn't able to play with other people, but I was able to try out all the different settings of the private matches, and there's quite a bit of customization. There's no bots, unfortunately. There's still they're still saying there's going to be bots sometime in the future, but there's still no bots. But what they have at it, like, you can really fuck around. Like, if you want to get some people together, get a party together, and just fuck around with the game settings, you can. You can alter the speed, the damage, you can choose whether or not the demon rune spawns or not, or how quickly it spawns. Like, you can mess around with all that stuff and have some crazy, wacky fun in private matches.
Yeah, that's
awesome
great.
that it's there.
That's great.
But yeah, you, Janzer, after, like, getting your first real experience with Doom multiplayer and playing like old school games like Toxic and stuff like that, and your old school first person shooter knowledge, like how does Doom multiplayer like feel to you?
Yeah, no, like I said, I did say earlier, it feels good. It feels good. It feels like my shortcomings are the problem and not the game, which is what it should be. You know, that's why I was even able to get to the top of the leaderboard on one, or I was able to, but most of the time I was really crawling around at the bottom. It's because a lot of, like, I'm just kind of, I already actually went over all this. I'm not going to do it again. But it's pretty much, if you like old school shooters, arena style, then you'll probably like this. Now, I have kind of had my fill of all of that, though. You know, you have to remember, I played all that stuff for years, whereas maybe people now play a game for a few months or maybe a year at most. We only had a few games like on PC that, you know, for shooters that were like that. We had like 3, you know. It wasn't like we had all these variants in indie games.
It was Unreal, Quake, and Counter-Strike.
Yeah. Well,
am I right?
And not even Unreal until later on. Like, I think Unreal came out in 96 or something like that, or 97. You know, it wasn't Doom and Quake were prior to that by far.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So no, we didn't. There
I didn't know
a whole
Quake.
lot of chances.
I knew Doom was. I didn't know Quake was that old though.
Quake is pretty old. It was older than Unreal for sure. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying. I just learned something. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or
so to me, it's pretty much the same stuff. So, I may not find it engagingly interesting because it is chaos. I mean, you literally are going to get murdered from behind the majority of the time because that's what it is. People spawn wherever. And that's one of the things that you balance in a game is where do you put these spawn points to where, you know, but it's kind of hard, you know. People start learning where spawn points are for weapons and for people. Then it just becomes knowledge of the actual map that wins the game, as well as your own skill, like Twitch skill. But honestly, if you don't have that tactical knowledge, you're just really at a big disadvantage. You have to balance out with even more Twitch skill. And I don't have that anymore. Not at all. So I have to really balance it out with understanding, like, what are the spawning times of weapons? Where are they going to possibly pop? Are there any indicators for that, like with the Demon Runes you were telling me about, Gamertron? So I have to have, like, a wealth of information to plan out the battle before I even get in there, because on the draw, someone will absolutely, and they have absolutely murdered me. There's only 1 or 2 times where I was like, I remember I specifically was shotgun dueling this one guy, just because that's what it ended up being. Me and him, nobody else around, and we were both using super shotguns. And I fucking murdered him. And I was like, oh, I did it! Oh! You know, I mean, he came back and kicked the shit out of me the rest of the match. But, you know, that one time. And then there was the Hakuna Matata guy that was going around murdering everybody. I know his name is something else, but I don't want to give him any credit. I don't want to give him any credit.
Okay. All right,
yeah,
no
fuck
problem.
that guy. I killed him a couple of times, though, so I feel good about that. The guy was getting like 40 kills a match, you know? I mean...
Jesus.
So, yeah, that was his average. So, yeah.
Yeah, and people say this, Doom's multiplayer is like Call of Duty. Eat my ass.
No, not in any way, shape, or form. No, I mean, I've seen Call of Duty gameplay, and I find it interesting, too. One of them, I don't remember which, maybe 3 or something. One of them I saw, and I was like, this looks very hectic, looks very interesting, you know? But I think the only similarity would be the fact that you die, you respawn, you die, you respawn, you know?
Like every other multiplayer ever.
Well, not every. I mean, Counter-Strike broke that cycle. That was the whole point of it.
Oh, yeah. And Siege, of course. My mistake. My apologies.
Yeah. But still, you know, you get the idea. So.
Oh, yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah, Doom got updated. It's friggin' awesome. Go check it out if you have Doom. Other gaming news. Oh yes, Janser, you sent me this very interesting article on The Division and the upcoming 4.1 update.
Yeah, I got a couple things here. Ubisoft. Well, before you get into that, Ubisoft said The Division's their #1 selling game for 2016.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Did it say how many copies?
No, it said that it pulled the information from like GFK or GFC or something like that. Basically, just like they aggregated information from two different large stats institutions, and they didn't give any numbers though.
Okay, all right.
It's Ubisoft's. It's not the best-selling game. It's Ubisoft's.
That's correct.
Game.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
No.
Yeah, I saw that
no,
article.
not the best-selling game of all. No, fuck no.
Because I remember when I first saw that article, Janser, because I saw that. I think I follow them on Twitter, the same feed that you're getting there to get that info. But it's like a PC Games thing or something.
Yeah, PC Games or something like that. Yep.
When I first looked at it, I thought it said the best-selling game, and I'm like, really?
No, fuck no.
More than Overwatch? Really? I mean,
yeah, no, for them.
And then I reread it. Yeah, I was like, okay.
There was no list that was produced just because somebody in chat said so. Might as well add it in. I think that was a good piece of information. I don't know that about a list that was produced, and I'm not sure where Rainbow Six Siege would have been on that list regardless. But I do know that, and we've said it before, that when they put up that most recent update, the I think it was what Rain
40% or something.
They had like a 40% increase in like people playing at the time for. I want to call it Blood Rain, but that's not right.
Oh,
Fall Rain, Tribal
Rain,
Jungle
Black
Rain. Jesus
Jungle
Christ.
Death Rain? Death Rain?
Death Rain? No. Rainforest?
Fuck, damn it.
I don't
Hard Rain?
I'm lost. Heavy Rain?
Rain.
We are shitty at this.
Acid
wow.
Rain,
I should see. This is why if it's not on my list, I don't know. But Skull Rain, that's got to be it because somebody said. That's correct. Rackshaw, thanks for that. Oh,
yes,
man.
For the assist.
See, so Rakshaw's taking over the
and it makes sense because the Bopes are referred to, the Bope operators are referred to as like the skulls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, man.
Good times. Jason! Press X to Jason. It's true. All right, so you were saying about update 1.4, please. About the Division.
About update 1.4. So I've read the article. I've also read some stuff from the actual like community manager from Massive Entertainment Division. So what I'm getting from all this about what they're doing for the Division is, like you said, they're trying to make the game not as hardcore, from what I understand. From what I'm reading here, like the way they're handling stats, they want to make players feel more powerful and not make enemies such bullet sponges. Like boss battles are no doubt still going to be bullet sponges because they're bullet sponges, but when you're out there in the open world, they want to make it so that you feel powerful. Like as you level up, you feel powerful, because a complaint from many Division players is that when you got better gear, you didn't feel more powerful. The enemies were still bullet spongy and stuff like that. Everything I'm reading here of how they're changing gear stats, of how they're changing how loot drops and how enemies receive damage. Everything I'm reading, it's going to basically they're going to make the game easier, more accessible, and less of a grind, which is a great thing. But then again, some people really enjoy the grind, so of course there's always going to be that that incentive to want to get gear. One really interesting quote here, which I'm going to reread. Several steps are being taken to accomplish that. That being making the game feel more like a shooter and more what they have it right here. Building your character and add more variety to the viable builds. That's right.
Yes.
Several steps.
They don't want everybody just on like firepower or survivability, strength, stamina. There you go.
Yeah, because that was what everybody would do. You would build a super tanky character, or you would build a glass cannon. That's how it would go. It would you either soak up damage or you're dealing all the damage. Several steps are being taken to accomplish that. Gear is being changed so that every piece of equipment dropped in World Tier 2, that's basically the levels of the world where you encounter tougher enemies in the open world.
Sorry. Sorry.
The higher will have all three main stats on them: firearms, stamina, electronics. Because before, gear would have only specifically one stat, like one piece of gear would only increase firearms, only increase stamina, stamina, only increase electronics.
Okay.
They're changing gear so that every piece of gear dropped in tier 2 and higher, like from now on, they will all have stats attributing to these.
Yeah, they should do positive and negatives as well, you know? They should do basically what other MMOs do.
That's what basically they're saying they're doing here, which will create a standard baseline, boosting survivability and reducing the risk of accidentally making the game more difficult than it needs to be, which is what some people did because they wanted to do all that damage, but they could barely take any damage. They want to make the game so that you don't have to keep sacrificing one stat for another. They want to make it so that you can be a bit more, you can have a bit more customization where if you want to have more damage, you can do that, but you can also, like, you can make multi-builds. Like, you don't solely need to be a tank. You don't solely need to be someone who only uses their abilities. You don't solely need to be someone who does the most damage from their weapons. You make combinations now, is what they're going for, to make the game, again, like I said, more accessible and less overtly difficult. Because if you play and I think Graham can attest to this, if you've played the raids or the, what do they call the stupid special missions? Incursions, yeah, the incursions, which are basically the raids of the game. If you play the incursions, you know they're difficult as balls. And usually the rewards at the end, while lucrative, were sometimes, like, just not worth how difficult it was.
Gotcha.
So they're making it so that, like, you stand more of a chance, you get better rewards, and you can better customize your character so that you don't need to focus in just one of the trees. You can try and do a mix of everything. But still, if you want to focus on DPS, you can, but it won't necessarily be an enormous sacrifice from your health or your special abilities. Which I get, and I get what Rakshaw said in the chat here. Aren't raids supposed to be hard? They are supposed to be hard. The problem with the Division is that they were hard to the point where it wasn't worth the effort.
Right.
Like, this
That's
is so
a simple
incredibly
concept
difficult.
to understand.
Yeah,
the
so
reward was not equivalent to the amount of effort you had to engage. Yeah.
And you couldn't get powerful enough to a point where, okay, we can do the raid and it's manageable, manageable, so that it's not like a complete shit show. Like, oh my god, you gotta heal me! Oh my god, there's enemies over there! Like, they want to make the game just more player friendly, basically, because the game got to a point where if you're not hardcore into this game, if you're not completely coordinated, you're going to get fucked on higher difficulties. They want to make it so that people can get into the higher difficulties, get the higher level loot, without having to rely on being absolute MLG pro at the game.
Now, so they have matchmaking in that game? Like, if
yes,
I wanted to do the raid, I could queue up for the raid and hopefully
they do have that. Yeah.
Okay. And that's for the hardest difficulty.
Yes.
That's for the hardest difficulty content. See, that's a cool thing. One thing I don't like about Destiny, like, I'm not a hardcore Destiny player. I like to play it, but I don't have enough people online because my schedule is too erratic to, like, have a certain day where we do well, we get people to do the raids, and you cannot queue for the raids. I wish they had, and this is going to sound more like people are going to go, oh my god, you're such a noob. But I wish they had, like, a easier version of some of the raids where you could queue for it. Just for more casual type players, not like the hardcore grinders that are in a hurry to get everything done all the time. You know what
just because you want to experience the raid. You don't necessarily just want the absolute best loot from it. You just want to play
Exactly. Something to do that you can queue up maybe if you have two people. Because my problem in that game is, I have 2 or 3 people, and that's still not. You still don't have a raid team. And you just can't do the raid. So in the division, if I had one buddy that played, you could actually get in a group and then queue.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
It has matchmaking on all its missions, all its campaign missions, all its incursions, all that stuff.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of people, I'm sure there's the hardcore players that go, "Oh, that sucks." So you damn noob, get good or whatever. But it's like. Maybe I don't have time to get good, and
that's what cocaine's for. I thought that's why you used it. Yeah, come on. By the way, B3 GamingCast does not endorse cocaine. Go ahead.
Yes. One other thing they're doing, specifically for the Dark Zone, is that they're rebalancing gear. They're making it so that gear in PvE and PvP aren't necessarily going to completely overpower either. because you could get some awesome gear in PvE and Rec in PvP or vice versa. They want to make it so that gear is more kind of gear when it comes to PvP and PvP, like you can't necessarily overpower players who have a lower gear score than you. You may have a little bit of advantage, but you won't be able to one-shot them. That's one thing they're addressing, the one-shotting in PvP.
Can you still like steal other people's shit?
Oh yeah. Like that's an important part of the dark zone.
Oh, okay, all right.
Gamitron, real quick, just a quality of stream thing. Is your noise gate really high because you keep cutting out? Like when you stop talking, it you know how when your voice activated mic, it starts up. So yeah, you were just cutting out a lot there. So it was just a lot.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
No, I'm just telling you so you know.
I thought it was my internet issues.
No, it definitely seems like a noise gate issue where the mic won't cut on until you start talking or something.
Okay.
So
I'll keep that in mind, and
we've never really had that problem.
Also watch
so
this.
Maybe you were just too far away from the mic or something. Who knows?
I guess so. Probably. I do believe my mic.
That way, people can actually understand you without like.
No, his quality's good.
Quality's great.
It's like I'm missing a word every once in a while. Yes. Like it's cutting a word out every.
It was the startup of your sentences.
I thought you were being censored. I thought somebody was like hitting a button every time they.
I think Graham has the best advice. He said deep throat it, deep throat the mic, and then you will always hear you.
Yeah. Okay, 1 second.
I'm sorry. You can continue with the Division now.
No, it's okay. That's just about it. Like I'm really looking forward to this next update. I'm really looking forward to how this will affect the community and hopefully bring some players back. I hate when people say the Division's dead. Shut the fuck up. It's not dead. I check the game and there's people playing it every single day. It obviously has a fan base. It obviously has a player base. So when people say, "Oh, the Division's dead," shut up. Just shut up. I can see the numbers right there.
For as much as people paid for the game, they're probably not going to just walk away from it, especially when work continues to get done to it. It took me a really long time to stop playing Warframe, but that was free. But because they kept putting out updates, even now, they're putting. I don't want to cut into Division, but yeah, that's one of those things. People are still going to go back to play their $60 game or whatever it was.
Yeah,
especially if all these updates have come out.
Exactly. I'm just hoping for my sake because my version of the Division is still kind of broken. Like it got de-optimized with the big update, so I haven't been able to play it for months now. So I'm just hoping that with update 1.4, this addresses the technical issues and optimization issues that some players like me are having.
Maybe you should have it on the console so you're not such a scrub.
Oh, low blow.
Consoles never have problems.
But then he's going to have to get a keyboard interface because he can't use controller, and then the list goes on, triggered.
I'm actually going to be having a video somewhat about that, hopefully coming out this week. Well, you'll see.
Which division of Ubisoft handles the division? Oh!
The Sweden.
The Swedish?
Sweden, isn't it?
Swedish one?
Because they were going to fly.
The developer's called Massive Entertainment. That's the developer.
They were going to fly people out to Sweden.
So Ubisoft just handles the.
So are these changes the direct result of that guy of them flying some of the players out to Sweden like they said they were going to do, or do you know?
I have no clue about that. I have no clue about that. Damn,
I thought you were an insider, buddy. Damn.
All I know is when it comes to the Division, like. Massive realizes that they fucked up. They've even posted some stuff in the forums.
Right.
They realized that when the Division launched, they were unprepared for the reaction. They've even said they were not expecting the amount of players to get into the game and kind of break it the way they did. Like they knew the Division was going to be big. They didn't realize it was going to bring in the Destiny community.
It's an MMO. Well. It's an MMO. I mean, how can you not be ready for that stuff? I mean. They should have been
no experience
fully prepared for
no experience.
That. How.
Well, if you look at Massive Entertainment's their previous game, they've never done a game of this scale before. So this was
they bit off a little more than
no
they
experience.
Could chew at the beginning.
Exactly.
Now it's a little,
kind of like Star Citizen and their devs.
Yeah.
We could talk about that if you guys want. I don't know if you have more Division talk.
I know about Star Citizen.
I'm good. I've said what I had to say about the Division. Looking forward to the next update. Hope it fixes the game.
I want to get that. Philemon said in the chat that he walked away from it. I'm wanting to get into it. I'm wanting to get the game. So
I think you really enjoyed Camp.
Yeah, I think it may be a good time to get it.
Yeah, and test out your new rig, your new graphics card on it. The game looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, well, like what technical issues are you having due to your graphics card, or just you don't know? Or
it's the game. Ever since the latest update, it fucked up something to do with like optimization and settings. It may have something to do with my graphics card. I don't know. The point is, whenever I enter combat and whenever enemies start shooting, like I've heard different conflicting things. Like people say that the game become unoptimized for handling the particle effects of gunshots, so now that fucks up the game for some reason.
So
like
frames per second just crawls, or what?
Yeah. Whenever I engage enemies in combat and they start shooting, the game starts stuttering, freezing, frame rate drops.
Switching.
Yeah, when I start the game, when I enter the world, I can do this. So I can get into the game and I can get my daily resources. But if I enter combat with enemies...
So what about
if that has anything to do with like... Because wasn't there like a couple months back where NVIDIA screwed up a fucking update and screwed up a lot of people's graphics cards?
That happens all the time.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't updated. There's 2 updates, and I'm like, fuck that. Everything is good right now.
I'm scared about that as well.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. Kind of weird. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's The Division. So, Janzer, what's this about Star Citizen?
Yeah, so when you brought up
about
troubled development, biting off for more than they can chew. So, apparently,
No Man's Sky?
Yeah, kind of. Kotaku UK put out an 8-month investigation report where they were basically researching the development of Star Citizen in conjunction with like talking to people that work there, people that still work there, talking to developers, all this stuff. So it's a legit thing. You have to go to Kotaku UK and look up Inside the Troubled Development of Star Citizen. Extremely interesting, extremely long. There's lots of data there to read through. I got the gist of it overall. And basically, a lot of it comes down to the same thing with No Man's Sky, which is once they started getting money, they just started saying, yes, we're going to have this feature. Yes, we're also going to have this feature. Oh,
yeah,
we're going to have that feature.
The hype train.
Well, right. But now they're admitting it. And the whole thing behind that is they admitted also, well, we didn't have any plan for it, and we didn't know how we would do it. So we just started hiring third-party developers, which being a developer myself, I know how that works. It doesn't work well unless you have can unless you have a good leader in place, a good project manager to handle that, good communication. But it becomes very difficult when you start rolling in a bunch of them, you know. Look at BioShock. We just talked about this last week with the Ken Levine? Is it Ken Levine?
Yes.
Yeah, where he talked about just what happened with his team that he built for BioShock 1. I'm all about team dynamics and stuff like that with the development. So this is interesting stuff to me. When they went to BioShock 2, they split the team in half. So they were in different countries. And so they were trying to build 2 teams from the one team, and it shattered everything. That's why BioShock, it just... He was like, after that, they didn't even want to make another BioShock, and they had to really push him into, trying to get more work done out of him. But so you've got this all going on with Star Citizen. They're talking about like how right now all they have is just a few demos, but no actual game, nothing like conjoining, nothing to bring them together, nothing to unify and solidify it as a game. So is this going to actually become the game that people assumed? Which is, it's such a high standard at this point, or is it going to be just one of the biggest fucking failures? Or is it going to be in between? Is it going to be just kind of like, which means it's going to get hate from both sides, like, it's a great article if you've got time because you're bored like me, or if this is interesting stuff, then definitely go check it out. Or if you've invested in Star Citizen yourself, definitely go check out this article, Inside the Troubled Development of Star Citizen.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
Kotaku
right now,
UK.
actually. Yeah.
It is like pages worth of content. And
they go into the Kickstarter part of the
They start from the beginning and end at the end. And it is quite a lot. And the main thing is talking to devs that used to work, talking to devs that currently, talking to the main developer. It's just, there's so much in there. And
that they were working their developers 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Sounds like where I work.
Oh yeah, because they don't know what they're doing. They just bit off way more than they can chew, and you don't back down from that much money, you know. So they tried. They tried, but we'll see how it goes. Extremely interesting article, definitely worth a read. And that is.
God, they're freaking scattered. They've got a studio in wow, I'm looking at their
They're
map.
all scattered.
Yeah, they're all scattered around. That's
so
crazy.
Communication,
Germany and UK.
They were saying that people would be tasked, not people, when I say people, I mean development teams, would be tasked to do a thing like, okay, make the ship parts, you all are all going to work on the ship propulsion, all that. One of the things
they
that I remember,
contracted a lot of that out.
A lot of it's all contracted out. And that's the problem. So let's say I give you something to work on, Count, and you're working on it for a few months. You come back with something that
we know how that
what in the fuck are you doing? well, let's see. Well, and then I'm like, well, the vision for it wasn't there, because if you don't have proper leadership with good unified vision for what needs to be there and communication, it's not going to work. Now, I don't mean communication not like micromanaging, which is what the main developer apparently is. That's how he is. He's a micromanager, which, if you know about anything about micromanaging, it doesn't always go out very well, because you can try to micromanage people into the shape that you want them to be, but good employees or good people are not going to require micromanagement as it is. So that means that anytime someone's micromanaging, they're a shitty manager, is really what it comes down to. They shouldn't need to be staring at their employees. And if it's the employees that's the problem, those people should be gone, and you should hire other people. So it really comes back to having a good leadership. Anyways.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah.
I mean, guys that micromanage and guys that are only interested in saving their own asses. Terrible leaders.
Micromanagers love people that they can micromanage. They love people that are uninspired, because that keeps them in their job. And it's perfect for them. Oh, you need me. This team won't run without me. I used to, like, when I was running my dev team, I used to joke that I was trying to work myself out of a job, because I was making everyone all information was available. Everyone, I decentralized the leadership. So everybody knew what they needed to do, and they did what they needed to do, but would always check in communication wise. So we made sure we were on track. But, it's not hard concepts. It's hard execution. And it's hard ego-wise. Sometimes people's egos get in the way and all that. Which, when I say sometimes, I mean most of the times. Hence wars.
Oh, yes.
Hence whatever we got. Anyways, off track. So, yeah, that's a really interesting... Citizen, go check on that. It's probably going to be the next No Man's Sky. Speaking of No Man's Sky, Amara apparently created No Man's Sky in Doom Snap Map. So, fuck you, No Man's Sky developers.
What?
Yes.
Do what? Repeat that.
A modder created No Man's Sky in Doom Snap Map.
Get the
in
fuck
3 weeks.
Out of here.
No, it's there. It's out there. I don't think you can get it.
You can meet up with your friends and.
Oh man.
Well, it's Doom Snap Map, so you can't actually play with your friends.
Meet up.
Yeah, so he's got all the randomization.
I want my money back. Goddammit! I already bought Doom. I want my No Man's Sky money.
Oh man, it's so bad. What is
it?
Happy Games? What are they called? Happy Game or
Hello Games?
Hello Games. There you go. They're not. They're going to be
say hello. We're going to take your money.
Give me back my $60. No, actually, I still think it's a decent game. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to get it when it goes on sale.
Yeah, exactly. I should have waited for a sale, but I was kind of like the guinea pig. And
well, you did what you felt, and there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not a terrible game.
Yeah,
it's
like all these people want a refund. I'm like, bitch, I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah, it's not a game going to change your life either. So
Then again, I like the aesthetic of it, because I like the look of things, and that's my problem. But that's what I like. I know where my money's going when I'm like, hey, that looks beautiful. Oh yeah, I know
you'll like that game.
Yeah. So
I think that's kind of more up your alley.
Oh yeah, okay.
If you like the Talos principle,
yes,
it's kind of in the same vein where you can.
It's real calm.
It gives you shit to think about a little bit, you know. So
I've seen a lot of gameplay of it, and what I like is I like what I've seen. What am I going to do?
I'm not comparing it to Talos principle, so anybody listening go, "Oh, fucking Count Shaka is comparing." I'm not.
Count thinks it's the same game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even about puzzles.
Not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, you jackwagons. Yeah, exactly. So.
Jack
You know what I'm saying.
I thought of
come
a
on,
few.
you can do better than that.
That's
Come
true.
on.
I came
that's
up
my
with
favorite word.
I came up with cunt pimple. So maybe
pimple's good.
that's not bad. Or dick biscuit.
I can't
Dick
say
biscuit.
that to the
Don't be a
engineers
dick
at
biscuit.
work.
Yeah.
Where I work, I can call the engineers jackwagons, and they just kind of look at me. If I called them a cunt pimple, they'd probably fucking escort me out the building. But you never know.
Yeah.
Unarmed escort.
It's kind of funny that I said that, though. One of the engineers where I work, he's actually all the time going, I can't wait to play Star Citizen. I can't wait because he knows I'm a gamer. And he's just all the time talking about Star Citizen.
Oh,
and I was
boy.
like, I mean, he's all hyped for it. So, yeah, I can't wait. I kind of hope it, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I can only expect a mess at this point.
Mm-hmm.
If you have this many people that are willing to talk to games media and tell them all the things wrong,
the horrors of what's going on. Damn, that's worse than working for a company ran by Kurt Schilling.
I will say one thing. What they're doing by doing that is actually, it's almost like a 12-step program or something. It's actually a very good thing. They're coming out saying we are in a bind, or this is not looking good. That's the first thing, is admitting that you're not fucking so far out there that you don't even see the problems that you have, although the main developer director, I can't remember that guy's name, but he seems to be a little bit delusional still. He still thinks that how he's leading is going to make it work. If that was the case, you wouldn't be having the problems.
Don Murray delusional?
Apparently.
Like in that same realm of delusion?
Who's Don Murray?
Sean Murray.
Oh, Sean Murray.
Yeah, Sean. What'd I say? Sean?
No, I think worse.
By May.
I think
you were
worse
thinking of John
because
Reach-Around.
he hasn't been he hasn't gotten
Reach-Around.
hit by all the hate yet. So I mean, they've had their stuff, but people still are hoping, because you can't hate on something that isn't there yet. So demos that have come out have been pretty good, right? I remember one of the things, they're using the Crytek engine, and one of the developers was like, the stupidest thing we ever did was rebuild a first-person shooter type control setup and experience inside of Crytek, which is a first-person shooter type of control experience. He's like, that's what it does, and we built another one inside of it. He was like, it was the dumbest thing. Yeah, I know. So this tells you that there's a lot of bad communication and a lot of bad planning going on in there. And one of the guy that was leading that project, apparently, he said, well, we wanted to do that because it was going to be a more seamless experience between first person and third person mode with the ships and walking on foot. And I don't know, he had some excuse for it, but it just sounds stupid. And I understand that as a developer. I'm like, you have this feature. I don't need to rebuild the feature that's already in the feed. It's the thing you need already. I'm not going to make a hamburger out of your hamburger. Oh, God.
That makes no sense.
It doesn't
whatsoever. You just blew my mind. Yeah,
because I've done it.
No
Imagine
sense.
if you had a bunch of boxes and they're like, can you make some boxes out? Well, they already are. What the fuck do you need me to make?
No,
more?
I want you to cut those boxes
Yes,
up and then tape them together to make another box.
Yes, that's correct.
Holy shit.
Yes, that's the level of stupidity that we're talking about. Delusion. I'm sorry, I said stupidity. It's delusion. That's correct.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Dang it.
That's entertainment to me. That's
I'm
entertainment.
so sorry for the gamers who just want a good space sim.
Oh.
They just want a good space sim. First
Maybe
No
they
Man's
should
Sky.
play Elite Dangerous.
Fuck! I signed up for that.
Wah, wah. You liar.
Get ready for the hate.
God.
I lost so much respect for you, Gamertron, just lying like that.
Such a liar.
Oh, my God.
Shut the fuck up, Count. God damn it. Oh. Okay, so let's get into this.
Go ahead,
So
get
I
into
had
it.
a bit of controversy and drama this past week. So this harmless Elite Dangerous video, which I did for a Patreon, by the way.
Yeah, you
a
did.
Patreon
Yeah.
nicely asked me, hey, can you tell us your thoughts on Elite Dangerous? I know you said you refunded the game. Can you share why? And I'm like, sure, man. I've said before, if you become a patron on Patreon and you request a video, it's gonna be made. It's gonna be made. So even if I'm inexperienced, even if I can't record gameplay of the game, I'm gonna make the video. So I made this harmless video talking about my subjective opinion on Elite Dangerous, what I thought and felt about the game, and I also talked about objectively what the game's about, what's in it, the price of the game, what you can buy. All this jazz. I made this harmless video, wasn't expecting anything from it, just some fan service, basically. A couple days later, after uploading the video, it's getting dislike bombed, and I'm getting some of the nastiest shit. Like, I haven't seen this nasty shit since my Doom multiplayer video and my Overwatch stuff. Like, this is from a game where I knew it had fans. I didn't know it had delusional fanboys where
Gamertron.
You can't say anything bad about the game because
just wait till YouTube Heroes. Go ahead though. Go ahead.
God.
We'll talk about that later.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I get a bunch of people on that video saying I'm lying about the price. What they don't fucking realize is I live in Canada and they're complaining, in US dollars, am I crazy for thinking like I don't need to explain my pricing in every single video I make? Like, do I have to say, hey, I'm Canadian, this is the Canadian dollar, this is my prime minister, this is the exact place I live,
Count loves when there's like 10 minutes worth of disclaimers, right, Count? That's gonna be,
yeah.
Don't even make the video, because it's 10 minutes, and that's too much for the attention span. Just 10 minutes of disclaimers. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I guess I should have put a disclaimer. So
you need a disclaimer on your disclaimer.
Oh, dear God. I guess so for these triggered fanboys, like... And here's the thing. I made a video afterwards that just said, I'm a liar, apparently, and I pointed out, hey, this is Canadian dollars, this is the price, here's a fucking calculator, let's add it all up.
You are very condescending, Gamertron.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's okay. I love that. They fucking deserve it. Canadian currency, by the way, is a made-up currency, so I already proved that. Exposed.
The social construct.
Oh, dear
Exposed.
God. You mean like gender?
The truth.
You're exposed, bitch.
The truth. I gotta make my video. The truth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, even after uploading that video, I still had people calling me a liar, and I'm just like, their reasons are, I can't even understand.
Somebody called you a racist.
Yeah, someone called me a racist because I didn't like the game.
You fucking racist. You misogynist.
Oh.
Someone called me a racist because,
you get your pronouns.
You mahoganyist.
Get your pronouns in order.
Yeah.
They
Wait, what was it? Fourth wave generational
third wave
mahoganyist?
Third wave feminist.
Well, in this case, he's...
And I quote, this is their mantra, I quote, everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is misogynist, and we have to point it all out. That's verbatim the words.
It really was.
Bitch.
It really was like dealing with delusional SJWs because it doesn't matter what I said. It doesn't matter. I showed in the video the prices, and they still called me a liar about the prices. Wow. And they even said ridiculous things. Well, it's a different price on this website. I don't give a fuck about that website. I'm talking about Steam.
Mm-hmm.
How dare you not research every... internet retail outlet site.
It's common knowledge that you can buy a key from any like G2A, Green Man. You can buy a key cheaper. I think most people know this.
That's not it. You're trying to argue this on a logical level.
Yes, thank you, Cal.
You can't do it. Logic goes out the window when you're talking. When you get into these kind of discussions with people about this stuff,
quote unquote
especially
discussion,
the people that get triggered by you talking bad about their favorite game.
But here's the thing: I didn't even talk bad about it, Count.
It's true.
Just said
yes, you did. You said it was expensive. That's hate speech.
Oh Jesus Christ.
You took me out of my safe space.
Did.
All right.
I'm not
in the video. You're right. You're exactly right. I had someone saying, "Oh, you're dissing the game." I'm dissing the game, even though I said it had beautiful visuals. It has a ton of content. It's very immersive. It's very deep. I said all these things about the game, but because I said I didn't like the controls, I thought they were awful. I had so many people saying, "Oh, the controls are great. The controls are great." Okay, maybe for you, not for me. Whether you like the controls of a game are subjective.
If you will, Gamertron, let me point out one thing here, too, that was nice and hypocritical by a lot of those comments talking about the controls. A lot of them, these people said, well, you have to understand what type of game it is, which is a kind of a realistic, which, by the way, Elite Dangerous is not realistic.
No.
It's a hybrid between realism and arcade style. It's not. I'm not the only person saying that. Other gamers that run bigger podcasts by far have said this. This is where I'm getting this information from. So, yeah, it's not a simulation game. It's like a hybrid control-wise. So they would say, well, you have to understand that it's this kind of realistic game. So if you don't understand that genre, then whatever. And by the way, the controls are really easy. Wait, you just admitted that is a very specific style of game that you have to want to play. So if that's the case, then why would it have easy controls if it's a very specific style of game that you have to play? It has controls that are very specific to how it plays. So that doesn't make that easy at all. In fact, that makes it very unique. You know? Go ahead, Gametron. But
okay,
don't look at the hypocrisy of what they're saying, you know?
I hear you. But just for the sake of humor, to go back to the guy who called me a racist because I didn't like Elite Dangerous, his reasoning for me calling him a racist is his very first comment he left. Like, it didn't make any sense. It was broken English. It was using weird slang and stuff like OMG, you know, bunch of words mixed together.
It's probably internet bullshit, that's all.
Yeah. It was internet bullshit and broken language, and I asked him because I couldn't understand what he was trying to say.
Were you trolling him?
I won't admit that. I won't admit that. I neither... I'm not going to deny or, you know.
I neither deny nor accept this.
He's pleading the fifth.
No, actually, it's actually bad to plead the fifth.
8th, and 9th.
It's actually bad, by the way, in the United States of America to plead the fifth because that could actually be used against you in the court of law because depending on when you plead the fifth. I just read an article about this. Right. Yeah, because that actually makes you look like you're guilty if you say it at the wrong time. So you just shut your mouth, apparently.
Right.
What fucking world? You see why I went to go watch the 36 Chamber of Shaolin movies? I want to go there.
Fuck the world. I want to get off.
I want to go over there now. Anyways, go ahead, Game of Thrones.
When will the Martians invade? Anyways.
Yeah.
So,
they can put us all in zoos. Go ahead.
Oh,
oh God!
Anyway, gonna keep interrupting.
The menagerie. Go ahead, Gamer.
The menagerie. Okay, so this numbskull, even after writing
it's like
his broken English comment,
numbskull.
Yeah, this numbskull. Even after writing his broken English comment that could barely be
combative comments.
It was very combative comments, I must say, sir. So I asked him if English was his first language because I was genuinely curious because it didn't make any sense.
How dare you?
I asked him if English
was
in
the YouTube heroes.
Let's
go.
I can't wait to get into that. Oh, we're going to have fun with that.
Super censor.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
In my tidy whities, I shall click this.
He responds to my question of, is English your first language? He responds to that comment with 4 fucking paragraphs.
Oh my God.
Explaining why Elite Dangerous is the best game ever, why I'm wrong about everything, and he ends it all off. And by the way, you're a racist for asking me that.
You are. How dare you?
I just like...
Well, it's a microaggression, actually.
You microaggressed me right now.
Yeah,
that is the level of stupid I've had to put up with. Believe it or not, the Elite Dangerous fanboys are worse than the old school gamer fanboys and the Overwatch fanboys I had to put up with.
Well, they had to hang on to that game with no one giving a fuck about them or their game. So they're just there festering that, oh, this is the best game ever. Why can't anyone know that it's the best game ever? You know, they're just in their little Reddit corner, just, you know, just
in their little Tumblr safe space.
Yeah.
So they want to get into the Elite Dangerous echo chamber where they just hear, they just bounce around the same ideas and no criticisms of the game.
Right.
And
well, it's the best game ever, don't you know? Yeah.
Telling you.
Oh man, it was just insane, guys. It was insane. Like,
but that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. You find out how crazy people really are in this world.
You know, it's true. Because you can find the same type of behavior in real life. It's funny because we say, oh, it's just comic, but the same reactions, the same obliviousness to fact exists. It's insane.
Right.
Hence 36 Chamber of Shaolin movies. Let me go there. Now. I'll go now. And go meet Silver Spear. Oh, no, wait, he died. Oh,
Silver Spear.
He died.
Iron Fan. He was cool. Yeah.
Well, I can say without a shadow of doubt, I'm never going to be talking about Elite Dangerous again. So they're getting what they wanted. God, I'm never touching that game with a 10-foot pole again.
Unless I pay for it on Patreon.
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to... Yes. And you have to do it.
I need another
change your
Best Butts of Warframe video.
Stipulations. Change your, say...
It's fun. Like, I still had fun making the video.
That's true.
But I'm being over the top when I say I'm never going to talk about Elite Dangerous.
I know you are.
Honestly, guys, it just baffles me because of all the games Like,
I know.
I never expected it from Space Sims.
You figured
then
that.
again, look at the No Man's Sky community and how they freaked out over a game being delayed. So maybe, I don't know. I don't know why space simulation gamers.
That has the biggest bunch of nerds connected to it. That's what it is. I just figured it out. The most autistic. Yeah. Just figured it out. Jeez.
Tell me.
Yeah. They know one thing, and you're shitting on their one thing, dude.
And I'm going to make a prediction that the next game that we see go down this pike is that Horizon Zero Dawn. I guarantee there's going to be a hate train behind that. I guarantee it.
Lovely.
Because it's PlayStation exclusive?
Well, no, not because of that. Just because people are talking about how great, the hype. The hype.
Oh yeah.
The guy's been on the late night shows talking about it.
Yeah.
No,
really? It's screwed.
Oh yeah.
It is screwed.
Not to the extreme of No Man's Sky, but it's still so. Yeah, it's destined to get. You're going to see someone. You're going to see the same thing kind of happen. Maybe not to the degree of No Man's Sky, but it's never going to live up to the hype. So
yeah, that's so unfortunate. Now you kind of don't want your game to get hyped.
Yeah,
it's true.
You
need a de-hype commission.
Yeah, you want that. Yeah,
I'll
don't buy
it.
our game; it's gonna suck, and
yeah,
and then
it's
gonna be
shit.
a pleasant surprise, when it comes out and it doesn't suck.
Yeah, it's getting too hype. I just call Janzer in and count. They'll just talk some mad shit about this game fucking sucks. What the fuck is this controls?
Elite Dangerous was available on Xbox One though. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on consoles,
but not on PC Master Race.
It's not on PS4 though.
But hey, you know what? Moving on to another video game with delusional fanboys.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow. All right. Go ahead.
Titanfall 2?
Fair enough.
Them fighting words, bitch.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm kidding.
I believe I heard the B word.
Actually, but it is a first-person shooter.
I'm a bitch
Call of
now.
Duty Infinite Warfare. So, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, some YouTubers, of course, were flown out for exclusively play the multiplayer, get played early. And one YouTuber actually came out and just basically said to everybody, the game's going to have microtransactions, and it's basically pay to win.
Oh, nice.
The multiplayer is going to be paid.
That doesn't surprise me.
Here's how it's going to work in Infinite Warfare. You're going to have craftable weapons. And these craftable weapons, you have to spend money to get the parts. And if you get enough really good parts, you can build a weapon that's basically unstoppable. So, yeah, and the weird thing is, there are people defending this.
In Titanfall?
No.
Call of Duty.
I heard you say Titanfall for a minute there. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm talking about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, how there's going to be pay-to-win weapons.
Yep.
Okay.
It just, it blows my mind, like, after...
I'm not surprised.
Everything the Call of Duty community has been through, after everything they've been through with the supply drops, with the season passes.
Well, of course, it's the next evolution of the game. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I mean,
should we do like a 5K run for them and like make a ribbon? Everything they've been through. The poor COD community. Where's Sarah McLaughlin?
Guys.
Where's Sarah?
They need help.
She needs work anyways. Where's she at?
It baffles me. Like, they'll take such an ass pounding, but they'll never complain about it. Like, Activision will just fuck them over and over again.
Well, that's the
and
developer will do
the
it.
game.
Yeah.
It's remarkable. Like, I'm going to be making a video about this. And
about
I'm
ass pounding?
Going,
Oh boy.
Oh, there's gonna be There'll be some ass pounding. All right, I'm inviting some of my lady friends over.
Okay.
Anyways,
look for that on Pornhub soon. Yeah.
The point is, like, I don't understand. Like, after everything that Activision has done, people are still saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy Infinite Warfare. I'm going to buy Infinite Warfare." Now, I have no problem with people playing Infinite Warfare. If the game interests you, by all means, play it. But Activision your money, like. It's obvious they don't give a fuck about the customer. Like,
you're turning into a regular Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
You hate COD as much as he hates Konami.
We're gonna get you some Boglins.
I don't
hate
COD. I hate Activision. I hate what they've done to the series because I really liked COD.
Hashtag.
I really liked Call of Duty, and then they just came along and decided, hey. You know how, even though I never liked the multiplayer, hey, you know how you like this multiplayer? We're going to fuck with it. We're going to destroy any form of balance or fair play. We're going to add microtransactions. We're going to add pay-to-win stuff. Like, If you're excited for Infinite Warfare, don't let me rain on your parade. But don't give Activision your money.
So
they've made it incredibly clear they don't.
So
care
you're
about
advocating theft. Got it. Okay, moving on.
Exactly.
Whatever.
Now, did
somebody
somebody actually make a video in response to your Elite Dangerous video? Because that would have been interesting.
That surprised me. I was expecting tons of response videos. Didn't get a single one.
Nice.
Because my Overwatch videos got response videos.
Right.
Well, and Jenser, my Doom video got a response video.
It's because they were afraid of the upcoming YouTube Heroes.
Oh,
and the recent
probably.
Changes with how you can't attack other YouTubers
a little bit.
We can do it right now.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, I don't see how you couldn't. Every other YouTuber on the bloody website has talked about it.
Wait, are you saying YouTube is going down? Are they? Is that what's going to happen?
So what is the latest YouTube conspiracy? Because this is kind of what it is. It's a conspiracy now every couple months.
You know what? I've got it. I've got it. Holy shit! YouTube is doing this just to generate views. They're so good.
Holy fuck.
Oh my god, they're so good.
They're manipulating everyone.
Why didn't I see this? Why did I?
Holy fuck!
They pulled
Why did I not see this?
The ultimate Andy Kaufman. It would be if they set all this up ahead of a year and a half down.
Andy Kaufman's probably running YouTube right now. Oh my! We've got it. Illuminati confirmed. Andy Kaufman confirmed. Alive.
Andy Kaufman confirmed. Head
next to JFK. All right. Oh wow, we've got it. We've done it.
Oh god.
But seriously, from a business perspective, that actually makes a lot of sense too. If they keep doing these stupid things and don't answer because they know it brings a rise in videos, it's a spike in their revenue, big time.
Yeah. It makes.
Well, have you seen that Studio 71?
With
supposedly.
Angry Joe,
Yeah, you saw that. Okay.
Yeah, I saw
that. What?
Okay. Have you seen the stupid little video that's the promo for the YouTube Heroes, Janzer?
Oh, yes, I did, yeah. Okay.
The little graphical stupid that they snuck in a change. We'll talk about that, too.
Oh.
I guess it was contracted out to some Studio 71 or something, and now they're copywriting. They're putting strikes on people's channels. They're striking down the videos that are complaining about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Angry Joe made a rant video about it, and now it's demonetized. They put a claim on the video. They've been they haven't been striking, they've been claiming.
Yeah, well, this is some next level shit.
Yeah.
This is some bullshit right there.
Yeah, that's some big bullshit.
Basically, what YouTube Heroes is, it's YouTube admitting we have no fucking clue what's going on our website because we just got through a YouTube drama. I don't think they care. The demonetization thing.
I think it's not what either one of you said. Okay, so YouTube Heroes, let's just tell people what it is. It's giving people the ability to go and flag content, but that's not really all it is. Apparently, you can also add subtitles or whatever, captions and all that other useless bullshit like that. But the main problem is the fact that literally anyone, there is no requirement process that I know of at least, can become a YouTube hero. And at some level, what is it, level 3?
Level 3, once you earn enough points.
Yeah, so see, that video worked out very well. I remembered it just one viewing. You can start flagging people inappropriate content.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They snuck a change in.
Oh.
The original video said just inappropriate content. Now it says they have to accurately flag it.
Oh, okay. I think I can do that. Where's the button?
Added in the word
perfectly
accurately.
Pressed. There we go.
Yeah. They added in the word accurately now.
Does that mean
they made a revision to the video?
Accurate.
To their promo vision.
Okay. So that's just
the promo.
Yeah, but that's an adjective. Accurate. What? Accurately press the button?
Originally,
you can't miss the button if you press it.
Originally the promo video just made it seem like, they didn't like my video, they're going to flag it. Now there has to be some merit to it. Like you just can't be offended by it for some reason because it's a cat video and you're a dog
subjective.
lover,
that's subjective.
or something.
Super subjective.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, what happens? Does your video get demonetized? Will they sort that shit out? Probably.
Yep.
What's even better, you know what would be even better? Is if the YouTube heroes that flagged all that stuff, the stuff got demonetized and then went to them.
Oh,
That would be the best. That would be the. Oh, you say that. You say that.
You say
yeah, you better think about that, Count.
Did I just say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Right,
I need to see the inner workings of
something
this.
like that.
Illuminati confirmed.
They would never.
Okay, in all seriousness, those guys, this is actually really fucking scary.
It's
as a YouTuber, this for me.
Of course,
dude,
it's scary.
this is scary.
Go ahead, and tell me why it's scary.
Janzer, this is terrifying.
No,
all it takes is one person doesn't like my content. All it takes is
Elite
one
Dangerous.
person. Yeah, exactly. All it takes is one of them to get enough points in the YouTube Heroes program. Once they get enough points, get to level 3, they can flag all my videos if they want.
It won't stand. It could because that's how this shit always happens. Something happens, a wreck occurs. They go when they fix it. That's how it. The problem is they don't. I was saying to you the other night to you, Gamertron. YouTube's like almost a little naive in a sense. Really, they're more lazy, and more accurate to that is they're cheap. No business.
Yeah, they're trying to do all this on the cheap.
Crowdsourcing. No business wants to actually spend money on all of these people moderators. What I said a long time ago, right?
Exactly.
When PewDiePie shut down his comments, what I said a long time ago is what they should just allow is other people, for channel owners to be able to give the option for moderators to go in
like
there and
Twitch
moderate
does.
content. Yeah, that's correct. And that would shut down because then it's up to PewDiePie to keep his fucking comment section clean if he wants a clean comment section. He just hires 2 or 3 people that go through comments. There you go. He has to employ them, but he's making a fuckload of revenue. Do you think he can't employ a few people? You know?
Yeah.
And other like
he already does. He already has a producer and a manager and all that stuff.
Right, but you need scrub level people, like minimum wage people to go in there and deal with the comments, that kind of stuff. You could do that, but that's not in the system unless you're going to share, your fucking password with everybody, that's asking for trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
People get their shit jacked all the time. Just add more elements of people having that access and forget it, man. Or somebody getting access to one of the moderators' things and then logging in because they find out that, it's just a big mess at that point. But, it's the cheap. They don't want to pay for it. So what they have people in YouTube that are going to be moderating the moderators, right? But there's not a lot of them either. So by the time anything gets resolved, now it's not going to be the end of anything. And you know what I really hate is going onto YouTube and anytime there's a change and seeing the videos by whoever it is, the normal
Philip
crew.
DeFranco's, stuff
well,
like that.
Phil DeFranco's not even the worst. He's not even the worst.
I'm not saying he's the worst. I'm just saying the usual suspects.
The usual suspects. There you go. And there's, it's the end of YouTube. They can get the fuck off. They can get the fuck off and don't make another goddamn video about it. Just get the fuck off.
Well, here's the thing, though. Of course, the content creators, anytime they hear something, they're going to jump the gun and over-exaggerate what's going on.
I don't think this is jumping the gun, guys.
Like, in this case, you're right. Yeah.
The flagging videos.
That's horrible.
And when you get to level 3 and you're a YouTube hero, which is the fucking stupidest.
Agreed. It's such a cringy name.
Well, at least they're dealing with the crew that they know they're dealing with these fucking who makes these shitty comments, 12-year-olds. So at least they know who's actually out there that's got all day long to be a little shithead.
But here's the thing. They can mass flag videos. They can masturbate. Gives them a special tool to mass flag videos. Those flag videos still have to go through a person to get that. They're not the final word.
Right.
The YouTube hero person isn't the final word on what videos are gonna be demonetized on your channel.
But we still have yet to see what that process is going to be like.
It still has to go through the process.
Which we don't actually know.
They're the middleman. Mm-hmm. They're bringing those videos to those people's attention.
They're employing,
but they're not the ones.
Yeah, but Count, you got to keep in mind that this is YouTube, this is Google. They use a crap ton of automated systems.
I understand that. That's why I've been bad mouthing all this censorship crap because this is basically what it's. They're trying to have the people police themselves, but the community police itself. But the problem is that the douchebags that are going to sign up for this YouTube hero crap isn't
Now count.
They're not on the same. They're not on the same level.
We have a great example of people policing themselves. Steam reviews.
Oh,
there you go.
God.
There you go. And you know who
4chan.
applied for YouTube Heroes? You know who applied for YouTube Heroes? Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh, I'm totally going to apply. I'm going to fucking flag the fuck out of everyone's videos. It'd be great. I want to see how far I can take it. No, it's not. I'll fight for your...
No, I'm not going to, because I don't like censorship of any kind. I don't want to shut
I'm not going to.
Anyone that disagrees with me has the absolute right to disagree with me, and they can make as many videos about anything they want. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do not agree with that, but I'm still not going to do it because I don't want to do the fucking work.
Yeah. But here's the funny thing about this count. We just went through the whole demonetizing non-friendly advertiser videos, that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah, we just got through that, and people saying it's censorship. It wasn't censorship.
YouTube had been doing that for years. Now they just let you know in a more timely manner that they've done that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That wasn't censorship. This, on the other hand, this can be used and abused for censorship.
So we'll see. People got to work up to that. We don't know what we don't know what the levels require, really.
Points. So, they just require points.
Right. Okay. So you, smart guy, you tell me what that point system is like then.
That point system is like this.
It's like a video game.
The more subtitles you add to videos, you earn points.
Okay, so you don't know. You don't know. You're telling me the basics of what I already know. Dude, I'm saying, like, is it 50 points to get to level 2? You know what I'm saying? We don't know how bad it is.
I can show you I can send you a link to the points. YouTube Heroes points.
So what is since you've looked at that then, I'm trying to get to a shortcut of like what the actual answer is. I hate going through all the iterations of like all the details that don't. If you've already got that information, how soon do you think somebody could get to that level 3?
I'm guessing a few weeks. weeks.
Well,
looking at the
you're
point
just speculating here. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah, because who's going to sit there and write captions for all this stuff? And who's approving those captions?
There's douchebags out there with way too much time.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Who's approving these captions then? See, this is what I'm saying. We don't know the actual process going on behind this. So I don't think people are going to hit level 3 like next week or in a month or even in a few months, or maybe in a few months because people are fucking insane.
Okay, here we go. Here we have the exact points right here. Contributing subtitles and editing a video that gets published is 1 point. Accurate reports of videos that violate community guidelines are 1 point. Answering a user question on the YouTube help forums.
They threw that word accurate in later.
Which doesn't mean
originally
anything.
That word accurately wasn't in
Subjective word that doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Okay, we also have the level system right here. So, level 1, join the community, access the hero dashboard. That's 9 points. Level 2, you need 99 points to reach level 2, and you need 100 points to reach level 3.
That's it.
No. It looks like.
Do I get login rewards?
100 videos? That's it?
I get. Again, the help forms are 10 points.
Christ.
The individual videos are 1 point.
Wow. So you
I'll send
10 forum posts that you answer that don't even have to. Oh yeah, you press the button on copy and paste someone else's answer. Oh yeah, I answered it too, right?
I'll post this in the chat for everybody. Here you go. Everybody can take a look at it.
Okay, sounds like we don't have full knowledge of this.
I think a lot of this is to appease the people that are outraged and say, "Hey, see, we're doing something. We're doing something about these terrible comments in it. We're letting you guys take care." I don't think these YouTube hero guys are going to have. I think it's just something to appease these fucking complainy people. You know what I mean?
Social justice warriors?
Yeah, I think it's appeasement. I don't think that they're going to have they're not going to have the final say of taking your videos down and all that. That would be just fucking anarchy. I mean, that would be the end of YouTube. If you would give other people the power to take one of your videos down. Like
if it only takes 100 points, that's 10 forum answers.
Yep.
And then you can
you are going to see is you're going to see a lot more claims. These people are going to see a lot more claims on their channels. So these bigger YouTubers, get ready to put in a lot more work on your channel. Just doing the non-creation side of your YouTube. You're going to be spending hours and hours and hours going through these videos trying to dispute these claims. It's just going to be more work.
This is going to be a mad rush for trolls.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just hurry, answer 10. All they have to do is answer 10 forum questions.
But here's the thing. I wouldn't have any problem with this YouTube Heroes program if they gave the creators an equal program to combat someone that's
what I'm
going
saying.
to abuse this.
We don't know, like, if, let's say somebody adds captions to one of my videos, who's approving that caption? Who's approving that? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And then while they're doing that, I cuss a lot. You think I'm not going to get flagged? Every one of my fucking videos is going to get flagged.
Well, of course.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what the process is behind it. So, like always, we don't know a lot of that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah. But it's not going to shut down revenue because they're not that stupid. YouTube's not that stupid. They're not going to kill themselves, shoot themselves in the foot. Shit, they would have done it within the first few years because think of the platform that they built. Look at how easy it would be to turn it into what it is. Actually, people still exploit it, but
I mean, here's the thing. This doesn't bother me as much as the demonetization stuff.
Right.
Because
it could lead to that, though.
But here's the thing. If, say, you have a foul-mouthed YouTuber like the Amazing Atheist or whatever, who every other word, or bearing, every other word out of their mouth is cunt or whatever.
What a fucking cunt. I stopped watching that.
But there's still a million people that watch that. So, I mean, it's apparently not. I mean, this guy, Amazing Atheist, he's got over 1 million subscribers. Who is he actually offending here?
So, at some point, what they're going to have to do, if this is going to be a real separation of values or whatever it is, maybe they'll just need to add a section for people that are like that, which I'll be in because there's no way I can stop myself from cussing, but I don't want to. Why would
you? Don't have. Here's the thing that sums it up for me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're offended by this stuff, don't get on the website.
And the other thing is, isn't there already a 18+ flag that you can put like adult only? So what's the problem?
They have YouTube Red.
So what's the problem?
I mean, if there's something I don't like, I don't partake in it.
Oh, no. You know what?
Whatever happened to that?
Well, here's the thing that YouTube has failed on big time. I don't want to see some creators in my feed ever. Why can't I say I never want to see this channel? Why can't I say it's a simple fucking thing?
Yeah.
I want to subscribe to never seeing them.
Here's the thing. If they want to help, I would think they would give the content creators less reason to be outraged than the people actually watching the video. Mm-hmm. The content creators want to be able to have it more accessible to an actual person at YouTube.
Right.
Why don't they just make it where give the power to the content person just so those people will never see your video or like you said about the about the feed, the video feed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my videos about my anti-feminist videos offend you. You'll never see one of my videos pop up in your feed unless you actively search for it. If these people are actively searching for it, how in the fuck are they being offended?
Right.
You don't go. Are you actually trying to go out and actively try to be offended? Mm-hmm. That's what these people are doing.
Right. And if it's for entertainment purposes, then it shouldn't be the political agenda
out in the world looking for things to be offended by.
That's true.
Well, if you're so worried about being offended, quit looking. If you don't want it, don't look for it.
I don't look for stuff that I see in my recommended stuff, and I see it anyways, and I'm like, I don't want to. I don't even like that person. Yeah, exactly.
I hate cruelty to animals. I don't go around.
Right.
I'm not the kind of person. If it bothers me, that it makes me so sad and depressed when I see an animal being that I'm not going to go try to you know what I mean, to experience that. I mean, it just, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
These offended people.
There needs to be more control for the actual content creators. No, that's true. I think we've all known that for the longest time. But I think at the same time, YouTube, how they deal with their content creators is not in a great communicative manner.
Terrible.
Everyone knows that. But at the same time, how the content creators deal with YouTube isn't in a great communicative manner either. They shout and they scream and they make they open their shirt to show you on the screen. Oh no, I can't show my, just act like little teenagers flipping their parents off behind their backs.
Right.
You're not going to ever get anything done because I'm going to treat you like a little bitch if that's what you're going to act like. That's all it's to it. It's like, well, I can't take these people seriously. All they're doing is emotionally blowing fucking, out of their mouth, and that's it. So they need to just band together, form a union, a content creator union. You laugh, but I mean, radio,
that's what they need
TV,
to do.
every other entertainment thing.
Yeah,
writers,
flip side to that,
comics.
Like what you're saying.
Yeah, artists.
Nobody's putting a gun to your head.
Janzer, I'm laughing because these people will never get together.
Yeah,
these kinds of
you never know.
Their egos are too.
If they value their place of employment, which they want to be taken seriously as an employment, you too, Gamertron, as well. You said it the other night too. You're like, I work all day, and I'm like, okay. I can't begrudge you that. You do work, so, if that's the case, if people want to be taken serious for that, they have to treat it like an actual fucking job then.
Right.
And
no one is
the
has
easy
a gun
part,
to their head saying that they have to be a content creator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. I don't have to be employed where I'm working as a developer, but I'm not blind to the fact that I don't think that my job owes me proper whatever I think it is that I'm owed. If I'm not getting it from my employer and through communication, like what I told one of the partners there, I was like, when we can no longer communicate, we're not going to be working together. That's all it's to it.
Right.
But same thing with YouTubers and YouTube. So yeah, they gotta take some further steps than just making revenue for YouTube with their outrage videos. Fucking eat that, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but Janzer, YouTube has a part to play in this.
They sure do.
Believe it or not, the part that next to the the mass flagging thing, the thing that pisses me off the most about this YouTube Heroes thing is that once you get to a certain level, you'll be able to directly contact the staff of YouTube.
Yes.
Are you fucking?
They're going to be directly contacting.
Hangouts.
They're going to be contacting
hangouts.
Their supervisors, though. It's not what you think, dude.
It's staff.
Yeah,
they're talking to YouTube
think it's
staff.
like, hey, I got the YouTube guy on the phone. Yeah, guess what I just did to Gamertron, man? I fucked his
And it's
world
also not
up,
something
man.
like they can fix their channel. They're
Virtual
contacting.
high five.
And those supervisors are probably going to be scrubs that are brought in just to supervise these scrubs. That's all it is.
Yeah, but my problem, Janzer, is we have been YouTubers. We've been.
Your problem is principle.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying,
yeah.
And I'm saying it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm the one making money for your website. Granted, I'm not big in the millions, but even the guys in the millions, it's a legendary feat to get in contact with YouTube staff.
But no, that's not really true. Like those guys, even Phil DeFranco said, "Oh, they got in contact with them that night." Same day.
That's the YouTube darling.
Yeah, well, same day. So those people they hear back from them, But now, I don't know what they've done to promote that kind of communication. I don't know what their ongoing, just because you're in contact with someone doesn't mean that you're doing the right types of things to create a good relationship with them. And if you don't think that business is about relationships, then you don't know anything about business. Everything is fucking relationships, So we don't know, and also
the only thing you can do, Gamertron, is just keep on doing what you're doing, man.
I'm going to.
Oh yeah, you're going to be fine.
You're
going
to be fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
They're going at this. This is more of a witch hunt toward the more outrageous.
Harambe is humongous.
The more caustic, humongous lovers.
Harambe is humongous.
Yeah, Harambe versus humongous.
Yeah. You know what? I think we can all agree that Harambe did not sacrifice his life for everything.
This is just the apparent progressive. This is a progressive shift in just society itself. Society is leaning more toward this what they call progressive type of bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I call it regressive, but I mean,
it is.
You'll be fine. I wouldn't worry. Your video game commentaries aren't going to get flagged, dude. They're really not. They're not.
Yeah.
But this is
and
this
it'll
is
still
one
go through
extra
a
thing I
review
have to worry
process.
about now.
Exactly.
Now I have to worry about pissing off a YouTube.
No,
Yep.
how about this?
Yep.
Don't until you actually come up against a problem, because then what you're doing is you're building your brain into an anxious type of state all the time. You don't need that. This is just a life thing. You don't need to worry about something that is not a problem.
You're going to be fine,
You'll be
Gamertron. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay,
The people that need to worry are more people like the Amazing Atheist. People like that. It's going to affect them a lot more.
Yeah.
But when you get to that level on YouTube, you're making just as much money on the side as you are actually from the YouTube.
I used to watch him.
In actuality, it actually helps whatever you're doing on the side is actually bolstered by the controversy. When you make those guys like a martyr, then their side shit goes skyrocket. He's going to sell twice as many T-shirts. He's going to, you know what I mean? So it's all an endless cycle. So at this point, I think people are just making these reaction videos to just make money.
Which is ending up making YouTube a lot of money. Goes back to what I'm saying.
It's all a symbiotic relationship between the trolls and the YouTube comments need the trolls, and then you get more views, and then it's like a snowball effect. It's like a symbiotic effect.
Yeah, it's
of like
a little
all
wheel of life. Yeah.
And then you've got Google there in the middle that's just raking it in from both sides. It's all a fucking game, dude.
It's true.
It really is.
That's why I say all of this stuff is entertainment to me.
And like Janzer said, it's all relationships. It's all a symbiotic relationship. All of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway,
that's interesting stuff.
It's still gay as fuck. I mean, they're all a bunch of if you...
Yeah, why don't you just keep going, man? Yeah, please. How about some more things that are no longer acceptable?
I'm going to say it right now. If you sign up for the YouTube Heroes, you're a fucking faggot. And I don't mean
I already did that.
It's got nothing to do with your sexuality. You're a faggot.
I just did it now, though. Damn it.
You're a fucking faggot if you sign up for the YouTube Heroes problem. I don't care. I'm not talking about your sexuality. Yeah. It's just faggot.
No, I get what you're
fucking faggot. You're acting like a faggot.
I mean, it's like, do you really have so little of a life? You have so little to do in your life that you're willing to spend hours of your day doing all this work for YouTube for free?
Not me, but yes, there are people. Absolutely.
The Anita Sarkeesians of the world that have nothing to do. They brought that bitch up in front of the Senate, and you know what she had to say? People are mean to me on Twitter. This is worthy of going up in front of the Senate because people said you suck. She goes, they say I suck on Twitter. This is what she actually said in the Senate hearing.
Remember when I said earlier, this is why I go and watch 36 Chamber of Shaolin movies. They make everything better. It just makes it because you just kick the ass of whoever it is that's messing with you.
Everything is just like combat. I fucking love it, Janser.
It's simplistic. Somebody's bothering with you. Somebody's bothering you in that like scenario. You kick their ass.
Yeah, you travel to the Shaolin Temple and you fucking burn it down, or you go to the Dynasty thing and you fucking you find
things
the
were
biggest
so much
badass.
Easier when I was a kid. We just fought.
You find the biggest badass and you whoop his ass with your Tiger Crane style kung fu. I mean,
somebody did or did not like you. I mean, I remember. Yeah, there were girls that liked me and I didn't like them, so they got guys to try to like beat me up. This stupid childhood is the best.
Oh yeah,
man. You could just. You know what? I watched I'm transitioning us away here. I watched a movie called Explorers on Netflix. It's an 80s movie, 3 kids. It's kind of like they probably brought it back up because of Stranger Things. So it's 3 little boys. You know, they're on the cusp of being teens. You know, they're in middle school or maybe they're in late like elementary, like 5th or 6th grade. I think they're 6th graders.
They had a string of those kind of movies in the 80s. Lean on Me.
Right.
Oh, not Lean on Me.
Monster Squad. That was another one.
Yeah, but what's the one with the
Stand By Me?
Stand By Me. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Well, Monster Squad was another one. It was a bunch of kids and they had monsters. Well, this one was about like a kid. He goes to sleep. He gets dreams of like power circuitry or whatever. So he wakes up. He talks to his smart friend, the German, who is all like into science and all that. And they build the circuit and whatever. And it turns out to be like a kind of a program that initiates like a kind of like a force field ball. and they end up like putting some kind of like a I think a Ferris wheel seat or something like that, some round kind of like seat. And these 3 boys get in there and they fly off into space or whatever and meet some aliens. So, but during all of this, there's things that are just not acceptable anymore. Like one of the kids comes by who's apparently like in an abusive household. They don't really talk. It's just a well-known thing back then. You knew these kids. You knew where shit was wrong in somebody's household. And, he's showing up with all the signs of all that stuff. My dad's a fucking deadbeat. That kind of stuff. Yeah. He shows up one night after they had I guess got their little spacecraft all fixed up and whatever, and he's got a beer bottle. He's got taking swigs of beer out of it. Remember, these kids are like 12.
Oh,
and then the other kids, without a hesitation, woo, all right, they're not even overjoyous about the beer. It's a normal thing. They're like, oh, grab a drink of that, hand it off to the German the German nerd. He takes a swig, whatever. It's just a normal thing. I was like, they cannot do that now because too many people would be offended that 12-year-olds are drinking beer.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
The Explorers. Entertaining movie if you have nothing else to do.
I will check it out.
Explorers.
It's just Explorers. Yeah. It's not bad. It doesn't hold up very super well, but it doesn't have to. It's of the time period. It very much, if you like Stranger Things, you would like watching that because it has that same vibe. It's where they took that, so.
I'm definitely interested, yeah.
Yeah,
Speaking of Netflix.
Please, yeah.
I watched myself about 8 episodes of a certain series this week.
Oh, did you?
Oh,
jeez.
Luther.
Yeah! Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Yes.
Nice, man. Well,
Now,
8 episodes. That's both series 1 and 2, right? Season 1 and 2? Because they're only like 4 episodes.
They only have 16 episodes available on Netflix. For some reason, the
season 4
show
is out.
Never popped into my feed ever. I had to actually search for it. And when I found it, I said, okay. In all fairness to Gamertron, he likes a lot of stuff.
Yes, it's true.
So I'm like...
you got to give it a little bit of credit when I say I like it too, though, Because I'm not always balls out about everything.
No, you're misunderstanding. So I wasn't in a rush to go out and see it.
Gotcha.
To go to see it, but it is fucking awesome. I must say, I love Luther, man.
Real quick, the breakdown is very odd. Season 1 has 6 episodes. Season 2 has 4. Season 3 has 4. Okay, and then I didn't watch season 4. I didn't see season 3. Season 4 has 2.
I fell asleep during one of them because I had to go to work. But I've seen like 8.5 episodes. Yeah. And I'll tell you, the first episode is so good.
Yes.
I mean, the episode 1 is so good. But, man, there's 1 or 2 that were a little lesser than. But,
right.
I mean, the writing is so good in this movie. In this show.
Acting is phenomenal.
The acting is the characters are just so well done.
I love.
And man, you talk about a guy that's got too many irons in the fire. I mean, this guy. I mean, talk about a good guy that can fucking just make some bad decisions.
Oh yeah,
get himself into some sticky shit.
Yeah,
and an emotional wreck. He is a wreck.
He's a genius, but his personal life is a fucking train wreck.
Oh,
I told my wife that. Yeah.
How it even attempts to go forward like each day is a struggle. And I've been in that position.
And it wears on.
So I know how it is.
It wears on the viewer. Like, I felt like stressed out by what he was going through. Yes. I was like, oh my God.
The sad thing is I've been in that position enough to where it's comforting for me to feel that way. That sucks, but it's true.
It's almost an addiction.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah, it is in a sense because your brain builds that pattern.
Right.
And I was so used to that for years that when I saw something like that, or like Rescue Me is so fucking depressing in some points, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly this.
I just don't like Dennis Leary.
I know. I get Pat.
It's not a bad show though. That's not a bad show.
Yeah, Luther's so fucking good.
Oh, Luther's so good, man. Luther's so good.
And he's not, for people listening that have never watched, Idris Elba. He is not a good guy. He is not a bad guy. He's not even a stereotypical
he
walk the line either. You never know what the fuck is going to happen with him.
You never know what the fuck he's going to do. I mean,
it's true.
He doesn't just walk the line. He wades in a gray area swamp. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a beautiful.
No, he doesn't walk
character.
the line. He crosses the fucking line, and on both sides anytime he needs to. Anytime he needs to. Yeah. And he realizes it, and it wears on him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you never like disagree. You're never like, "Oh, Luffy, you shouldn't have done that." You agree with him. You understand.
You're always sympathetic to whatever he's doing. You're always in his corner, no matter what.
Oh, that's like Breaking Bad. That's what they did.
Yeah,
they made what's the main character's name? Walter
White.
Walter White.
Yeah, Walter White.
They made him do progressively worse things, but you still felt sympathetic for him because you
Not me.
Yeah, you just little by little, you just keep going. Well, I did because if you watch it all at once, which is what I did, it's not something that you don't have a span of time to think about it. So you're just like kind of, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I get what you're doing here. Even Luther, you said that, there were things that I thought where I'm like, oh my God, that's so stupid. Why are you doing that,
Right, exactly. And
but he gets him out of it. Yeah, sometimes he gets himself out, sometimes he doesn't.
Right. But here's the thing. They had a quote in one of the episodes that sums up the character perfectly. He goes, "You're treating him like a dirty cop, and he isn't. He's a man over a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And you treat a man over a barrel totally different than you would a dirty cop." And that fucking just sums the whole damn show up.
That's right.
I mean, it really does.
That's right, because when you have no options, you get out of my way. Because I'm going to do whatever the fuck.
He's a man over a barrel. He's a man over a barrel, not a dirty cop. And that's why you still love the character. If he was just an outright dirty cop, why in the fuck would I like this guy? You know what I mean? But he's not. He's over a barrel. And
that's the thing. A bad guy, you know what the expected outcome is going to be. A person that's backed in with no options, you don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
You don't know. Yeah.
They might just shoot themselves or you or both.
And quite frankly, the serial killers and the criminals he goes up against, they leave him no choice.
Right.
They leave him no choice.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing.
In.
That's what Count's saying. That's why that fits. That you're literally being left with no choice. Absolutely.
And there's some great villains in this show. They're great villains.
Remember the guy that, I'm going to spoil it, but he ends up dying. He ends up getting stabbed by the girl that did the fetish porn or whatever.
Oh yeah,
what was that guy?
Yeah.
The skinny guy that had the muscle back up, and he was slapping him.
Right.
He's sitting there slapping him, and that guy is back there with the gun. And that's the guy that made the quote. The guy with the gun goes, "You're treating him like a dirty cop, and that's a mistake. He's not a dirty cop. He's a man over a barrel, and you treat that situation totally different than you would a dirty cop."
It was an old guy, right? Because he used to be a cop.
He
used to be a cop.
The muscle.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So he's like, "No, I know who this guy is."
And I can't. Yeah. So
they knew each other.
Like, yeah. Exactly. So.
And he knew he was dirty. That's the whole thing. He's like, "Oh, I know. Yeah, he's." Yeah, Luther's so far in it. He's so far in there. Oh man!
And the episodes with Ian, where Ian, I mean, you're talking about a snowball situation.
Yes.
With the other cop that was, you know what I mean,
investigating him or whatever.
The jewels and
shit. Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Oh man. That was fucked up.
Yes, but without going, we can I guess we could kind of.
I hate to spoil. I don't want to spoil it, but it's on the tip of my tongue to spoil it.
Okay. Maybe we'll have a supplemental cast or something.
Please, another Lufer spoiler cast.
We can figure it out.
Guys, money for a Lufer spoiler.
I would like a chance to rewatch this stuff though, because it's been a long time since I've seen it. So,
okay, but just before we move on from Lufer, I'd love to know, now that we've all seen the show, Lufer's relationship with Alice. What do you think of that, Count?
I love it.
Yeah.
That's the whole cross. He's living in the gray area there. Yep. I mean, he knows what she's done, but he's like, maybe I would have done the same thing, or it's
well,
maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know about that word. Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
God.
I love the character.
I said, he's crossed that
Alice.
line.
Yeah. It's another little interesting little variable he has in his life, A
Yes.
Telltale style game of that would be amazing.
A Telltale Loop.
Now,
would be
I say
fucking
a Telltale
incredible.
style because I don't want them to do it because apparently they have lost their shit when it comes to their tech. Like, they can't get a game right anymore, you know? Everything's all broken.
I mean, you want a style of game like that, not
Exactly.
necessarily that developer and blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
That's
you want something in that vein.
Oh, my
no,
God.
I agree. Wouldn't that be amazing? And have Idris out, have him as the voice actor. And
yes.
oh, God, dude.
In with the artistic style of, like, the Wolf, what's the Wolf Among Us? Like, how dark it was in
right.
Noir.
Right.
So good!
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So good! All right, I'm done fucking fangasming or whatever. I hate that word,
but yeah, I gotta chalk it up. But Luther is one of the best shows I've seen in a long time.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Why does the BBC get good shit?
I think because they keep it short.
They do.
6 episodes for cut the fat.
Yeah.
And just give me the good content.
Right. And that's what they've done. I didn't know that the seasons were so short, so few episodes. I guess there was something where he wasn't, where the Idris wasn't going to return for the 4th season or something.
That's why it took so goddamn long, because he was doing other things, and they're like, we're not going to do it without you. But see, that's their loyalty too.
But he's an executive producer on that show, so his heart and soul, you can tell, is in that character.
Dude, the first few episodes, so goddamn intense.
I love
so
the first
intense.
The first episode was like, oh shit, I can't believe I haven't been watching this.
I'm telling you, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
What do you mean, fuck Gamertron?
For actually getting something right. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, for not overhyping something. There we go.
I'm just kidding.
That's what
man.
it is.
I'm joking,
I know,
Gamertron.
dude. It's fine.
I have to put a disclaimer now.
Yeah, you got like a 10-minute disclaimer.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going to just start every
the
time.
count
I'm
does
joking,
not actually promote or nor does he deny the fact that he blah blah blah.
Yeah, he said fuck Gamertron, but it was all in satire and under the fair use statute of anyway.
Yeah. Oh man.
But speaking of, Luke Cage comes out on
yes.
The 30th. So next week I'll be talking about Luke Cage at length, probably.
Nice.
So.
Ooh.
Yep.
Nice.
They've previewed some of the characters like Shades and Cottonmouth, and of course they've taken a lot of his villains from the comic book and they've made them into like normal street villains, like normal, not super powered villains, but just like mafia guys or whatever. So it's going to be interesting to see, in the comic book, like Shades is one of his main villains. He shoots optic blasts kind of like Cyclops does. They're not going to do that.
Is he
Netflix.
As big of a douchebag as?
He's not near as big as.
Okay, all right.
But
he's not waiting till his wife dies and then immediately
but,
going and marrying a copy of his wife. And
but Cottonmouth is another one of his villains, and of course they're not. It's not a superhero type. Powers against powers. They're more like going to be like mafia type villains. So it's going to be interesting to see how they translate that over to the Netflix series. So I can't.
Out of curiosity, since you've been keeping up with this count, any word on Jessica Jones season 2?
It's going to be a long way away.
I heard that.
It's sometime late 2017.
Next year? Okay, I can wait till next year.
Yeah, along with the Punisher and the Defenders and Iron Fist.
Oh, jeez.
You're gonna see. Yeah, they're gonna have like every other month. They're gonna have a Marvel series on Netflix. So, but now,
the revenue they're gonna rake in from that.
Yeah. But I gotta add Luther into my list of must watches.
Hell yeah! Everyone should.
And that's a short list.
Yep.
It's a short list for me. I'm not saying like, I'm too good to watch these shows. I don't have a lot of time. I have to sleep, and
Yeah, it blew me away. It's such a good movie.
It did blow me away. I've been talking about it. My wife watched like 10 minutes of it, and she was like, went into a panic attack.
Huh.
When that dude was outside the gas station.
It really is.
The dude that was outside the gas station, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh. I couldn't believe that either.
With the hammer.
It was so bad. Yes.
Oh, that guy, or no, I won't spoil that guy.
Oh, I know.
That guy is one of the. He's one of the. That's one of the best villains in the show because you have no idea what to expect from him.
And he rolls the die. He's like it's an RPG. They even make reference to like an RPG
tabletop
game,
RPG.
Yep.
Yeah. I know this is a mini spoiler, but I love the line that Lufer makes. Like, okay, so this is a game, right? You need a final boss. I'm the final boss.
I'm the final boss.
Yes.
In the back of the truck. In the back of the truck. Yep.
Oh god.
So good. Oh man.
So good. So, Jenzer, if you don't mind my asking, for those of you watching the Twitch stream, Jenzer's been posting up pictures of the Surge.
Yes.
Well. What is about the Surge you'd like to talk about?
We'll get back to whatever else Kant had on his list, but yeah, just to
No, I'm good.
Just to talk about.
To be honest, I don't have a whole lot.
All right. Well, we'll get back to whatever. But going off on a little tangent here, the Surge is. I heard about it during E3, and I was like, it looks okay. I saw some gameplay of it. I was like, oh, it looks very pretty, but I'm not really sure about the gameplay. I'm not really sure. It just like, you got to go scavenge for stuff. You can beat up people, scavenge for things, whatever. The gameplay itself is, you find these enemies and you can like take off parts of their body, like limbs, in order to do your upgrades.
It looks pretty badass.
That's the whole thing. Like, I watched it, but the problem is when you're watching the developer gamelplay of it, you're watching the best thing that you're ever going to see of that game. You're never going to be able to recreate that. So I'm like, with a grain of salt, I'm like, I might be real. And I'm going to use this word in the proper way. It might be repetitive in the manner of I'm continually doing something that is extremely boring to me because I've done it so many times before, and it's not really getting me a lot of value. So that's the problem. I'm not getting a lot of value out of it, which is why I don't like fighting a crap load of enemies for a part that may not give me any value. It's like, oh, great, you collected this part, and now you can break it down into materials, but you don't know if you're ever going to get like a correct like blueprint or something. Anyways, these are new screenshots of the exosuits that you can build. So that's awesome. That one where he's got the huge sword that says... it says follow orders or something like that.
Yeah.
That sword's made. It reminds me of a Titanfall sword. But the combat in this as well, is also interesting because it relies on like, I think
Dark
they reward
Souls-esque
you.
Combat.
Not really, because they reward you for good combat. Dark Souls is just bullshit combat where your enemies have unlimited stamina. These enemies do not have unlimited stamina. They don't just keep doing or swing through like columns or mountains in order to hit you. Dark Souls is purely a bullshit combat mechanic type of game, and I have no problem saying that because it is. So the combat mechanics in this look really interesting. Definitely recommend people going to check it out. And the problem is I like this because it looks nice. Always keep that in mind. Anytime I'm recommending something, I like the look of it. I like the design of it. And I like the crispness of the graphics itself. I like the colors used. I like the saturation values of the colors. I like the lighting. And so all of that looks really nice. And I watched the combat itself and some of the movement and all that. All of that looks nice and polished. It's it looks like a nice console game. So I'm hoping that it comes out very well. And that's pretty much it.
It is coming out on PC. It is coming out on PC.
Yes, that's why I'm looking at it. Because if it wasn't, I wouldn't give a fuck.
On top of that, the Surge is being made by the same guys who made Lords of the Fallen. So
That's
if you
correct.
like Lords of the...
And they did a good job. They did a good job on that.
I played a little Lords of the Fallen this week. It's free on the It was free on the PlayStation Store, and that combat is kind of
Yeah. So we'll see. This is once again, that was a prior game, new game. So we'll see how it goes. But
I kind of feel this is. Sorry to interrupt you, Janzer. I see the Surge, and it reminds me of kind of like what Spiders did with. They went from Bound by Flame to the Technomancer, and now these guys are going from Lords of the Fallen to the Surge.
Fantasy to like a post-apocalyptic type of sci-fi environment.
Exactly, but with similar combat.
Yeah, and so it could be that's exactly what it is, which is why I said go look at the combat, look at the gameplay, because I'm just putting it up because it's interesting to me, which is what this podcast is about for me, just things that interest me. So. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that on rotation there because I think it's a lot better than just watching our icons. And there we go.
Awesome.
Yeah,
man.
Grammaton Dryad says that Lords of the Fallen combat, basically Dark Souls.
Kind of.
I've never played Dark Souls, but I have played Bloodborne. I think the combat in Bloodborne is much smoother.
Yes.
Than the combat in Lords of the Fallen. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh yeah, no, I know it's not.
Yeah.
Like, I can guarantee you, as someone who's played all the Dark Souls and Lords of the Fallen, I can tell you that Lords of the Fallen is slower and clunky.
Yeah, it's clunky.
They said it's Dark Souls light. A lot of people say. At the same time, though,
it's not a bad
positive.
game, though. Don't get me wrong. Lords of the Fallen isn't a terrible game.
Oh no,
at all.
no, hell
it's not
no.
bad.
It's got awesome boss battles.
Yeah.
Simply fucking awesome boss battles if you've played the game.
They say it's enjoyable.
The combat was a little clunky. I have to agree with you, Game of
Oh,
Tron.
yeah.
That's why I said
here's the thing.
It's not
it gets
near
better.
as smooth as Bloodborne.
Yeah, it gets better when you find the good weapons that you like. Because you start off the game with some very simple weapons. Eventually, you'll find these awesome great swords and daggers with faster attacks.
I like the daggers. I like the twin daggers. The hammer I wasn't so keen on.
Oh yeah, the thing with playing a character in Lords of the Fallen that uses dual wields weapons, your attacks are going to be super slow, but they do a hell of a lot of damage. So it's all about, depending on which enemy you're going up against, the timing of when you swing. Like with Dark Souls, you can kind of whack away, dodge, whack away. With Lords of the Fallen, you really absolutely have to time your attacks.
Right.
Like with Dark Souls, you can fuck around a bit.
I noticed
Lords of the Fallen,
that from
you
the
can't
first
fuck around at all.
I noticed that at the first couple boss battles that I had in Lords of the Fallen. It took me a little while to find the window, to actually make my attacks effective.
And those boss battles are intimidating as fuck, eh, Count? Like, they appear in giant explosions of fire. Yeah. They're wearing this intimidating armor. Like, they look intimidating as fuck.
Even the first guy, it's kind of tough. I failed a couple times until I didn't have much problem with him when I used the dual daggers, but I forget the name of the first
warden. He's just called
the warden. The first warden. Yeah, I mean, he's fairly easy, but if you're not used to the slowness of the combat, then it's kind of throws you off a little bit. But it's not a bad game, and especially free for PlayStation Plus members.
Is awesome.
You can't beat that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can always complain about it.
I did.
I just meant overall, society-wise, and all that bullshit. Yeah. Well, cool. Real quick thing. Blizzard ditching Battle.net. The name Battle.net.
Yes.
Battle.net.
Oh, really?
For Blizzard tech. Because apparently a lot of their other products use Blizzard and then whatever that is that they're, Blizzard games or whatever, So they're going to switch that to Blizzard tech. Nothing's actually going to change in the system. They're just like, when they built Battle.net, they didn't expect it to be what it is. They were just building something that it'd be cool if you could do this. And it turned into so much more. So, that's, once again, planning, not thinking about upscaling, which is fine because I think in that case, they weren't shooting for like a big solar system that you would have infinite areas to, search and randomly generated everything and blah, blah, blah. So, sorry, No Man's Sky, and it's gonna shit on them a little bit more. Star Sources and y'all are fucking idiots too. A couple other things. Fail Better Games developer who made Sunless Sea. I played that a while back, and really enjoyable game. It's based on the kind of like Cthulhu mythos or whatever Lovecraftian type stuff. It's it's like a top down. You pilot or you sail a little ship around to different areas on a map, and you discover all these kind of fucked up things, and you have sanity meter and all that. It's mostly text based. So if you're not interested in that kind of thing, wouldn't be interesting to you. But they are coming out with a new game called Sunless Skies, where they take to space. So a Kickstarter for that's going to start in February, and they talk about like stars being murdered. So that's kind of their thing. Yeah, so they're not even like stars being murdered. Exactly, right. So they use that. So instead of saying something like, well, the universe is being destroyed, but no, they're saying stars are being murdered.
Where stars are dying. Okay.
Right. Yeah, they're saying so they're really going into that like storytelling aspect of like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? I got to check this out. They're very into intrigue. And one of the systems that they had with Sunless Sea was that I believe as players you could submit your own scenarios and into their system that was like online, and they would actually put them in the game, which is kind of interesting. You could load up other people's scenarios and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting, kind of like a more like a tabletop kind of game. On the back of that, related a little bit, there's another game called Rimworld, which is once again another top-down, kind of like Prison Architect and stuff like that, where you kind of survival kind of thing. Yeah, Rimworld, they're going to add a Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, like Cthulhu type of storytelling to that game. So that's interesting. I don't play Rimworld, but I do enjoy those kinds of nerdy, geeky D&D type of games because I grew up with some of that stuff. You know, it's more about imagination and reading. Yeah.
That's like a big seller on Steam,
It is.
I think.
It's an interesting little game because it's very randomly generated type of stuff that happens. You know, there's a lot of situations that could occur, and you know, can you survive? Can you, you know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's interesting, but very, very nerdy. Don't get it wrong. You will be looked at as a fucking nerd if you play these games. So, another small little update: Warframe is going to be implementing volumetric lighting. With when the War Within ships. Steve Sinclair. There you go, Stephen Sinclair, the creative director.
Lighting.
Yeah, it's just really
taking advantage of the console's HDR or something. Or
I think it's more taking advantage of the fact that Warframe started off really basic, and they're starting to add in all these extra little fun things. And
yeah, because they're making a shit ton of money off,
which is great.
Oh yeah,
because they work their way up there. You know. So,
yeah.
Hey, that's great. I mean, I don't really play it that much anymore. I'll probably start it up again when War Within starts. Mostly because I saw some interesting things recently on a Mr. Dogman Dan video where he was looking at operator like clothing and whatnot. You can dress up your operators, which operators are the little kids that basically control the warframes. And there was one that looked like a vagina hat. So I was like, they're baiting me, aren't they? They just want me to come back and play so I can do, you know, I'm going to review all of the helmets in Warframe now. Because the design thing, it's one of my things, you know, talking about the design of things. I love that. So I'll definitely be queuing it back up for War Within. Another real quick thing is Evolve update. They updated. They did some updates to Slim and to the economy.
Yeah,
apparently,
I saw that.
Yeah, there's like, you know,
I think Phil made a video on that, didn't he?
The economy?
Or no, not the economy, about the balancing of Slim or something. They made some changes.
I'm not sure. And I feel bad.
Maybe it wasn't
Phil. If you're in chat,
I apologize if it.
No, because I'm going to bring in Volts here in a second here to talk about Dark Souls 3 DLC coming out. Ooh. But in fact, Volts, if you want to just kind of jump into the team speak while we're talking, that's good because we can queue you up. But yeah, if Phil, you did something on Slim, that'd be great. I don't recall that he did.
I saw somebody that I knew. Maybe
Dogman Dan. He did something on Evolve update. Talked about Slim.
Maybe it was Dog. I apologize, Phil. Yeah. It was one of those things where I was just scanning through who's doing videos, and, you know.
Yeah. Now I played Slim on Evolve earlier today, and I got to say the changes that they made seemed to be pretty fun. Pretty good.
I haven't
pretty
installed
useful.
That yet on my new rig. I need to do that.
They removed his Spore Cloud, which was his number 2 ability, and they replaced it with a mutated adrenal gland, I think, something like that, which basically
user entered your channel.
It basically gives Slim a short amount of time for a faster movement, higher jump, and regeneration of health. So so I absolutely approve because Spore Cloud was pretty useless. And as far as the other changes that had been made, because I hadn't played them for quite some time, like the lowering of damage to, you know, per shot of his pellets, I believe, none of that really seemed to affect. You weren't getting your 4th as quickly, but then again, it's because I was actually using his 3rd every once in a while and really focusing on using his 2nd ability, which is the little like bee that he sends out or whatever that goes heals people. You just tap it now, and it just goes flying out, and you're immediately back to your 1st, which is your shotgun. So it was just, it's just a nice, seamless transition. So you don't have to worry about like, okay, I got to press, like, I think Sunny has one of the worst things where you have to deploy her shield drones, but it takes forever for them to just become usable to deploy. You know, they really need to change that speed of that. But anyways, yeah. So, as I said, let's welcome Volts here. Hey, Volts, man, unmute yourself.
Hey.
Otherwise we can't hear you. And give us a little hello. Thank you.
Hello?
Yep.
Yes?
So 109 Volts on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I was looking at some Dark Souls 3 stuff. I saw Dark Souls 3 DLC came out, and I asked Gamertron if he had any knowledge of it. He was like, nope, not really. All I do is fart around all day. I don't do anything, so I don't know anything about it.
Excuse me. I know. I watched I saw the videos. I saw the trailer.
So if you will, can you tell us a little bit about what you know about Dark Souls 3 DLC? Yeah, is this the first DLC that they've come out with, first off?
This is basically the first DLC for Dark Souls 3 specifically.
Yeah. So do you know what story-wise it extends on?
From what I've researched, it more expands the story on the character Lloyd. I think if you remember, there's a item called Lloyd Talisman.
Yes, I do remember that.
Oh.
Basically, supposedly that's what's going to be expanded upon, that person. Specific. Because apparently he's the one that led the hunt on undead, using that talisman to basically hinder the healing of undead.
Right.
You know how you can't use it Estus?
Right.
Basically that dude.
Yeah. And that's interesting to me because the fact that they made this DLC and they're fleshing out that character, because I don't know if you saw this, any of y'all, but Miyazaki recently talked about how he may not be looking to make another Dark Souls game himself, but he said the series isn't dead because of that. He says if someone else is going to make one, great, so they could keep doing this kind of thing to keep that universe alive in a sense. Then he also mentioned like some other game that was being worked on, but I'm not going to even bother with that because he didn't put any details into it. So it's possible that we might get more of these kinds of filling out the lore of the characters. That would be really interesting.
Supposedly only 2 DLCs is going to be made for DS3.
Oh, no one likes you anyways, folks. Why are you correcting me? Don't correct me.
Let Jandra live in his delusional echo chamber.
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm trying to live in my delusional. I'm a YouTube hero. I'll flag you.
Too bad.
I'm kidding.
I'll provide you the truth whether it hurts or not.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. So can you tell us
kind of
He's been an active member.
No nonsense, man.
He's
not going to joke around with you.
He's an active member of the community, so even when he's not joking around, he's joking around. What else can you tell us about the DLC? New weaponry, new enemies, new zones?
I rewatched the trailer, and one new, I guess, miracle that got my attention big time is the throwable disc that sort of you send out and it returns to you. It's basically
like a glaive, like from Kroll.
Yeah,
it has blades on it or whatever.
Like from Warframe.
Yeah, it goes through the
Kroll.
And it goes through the enemy and then returns, hitting the enemy again as long as you position yourself correctly.
Interesting. Dark Souls has never had it's never had a weapon like that.
Like a boomerang type, or a thrown weapon even.
That is pretty cool.
And I think the torch is getting an upgrade that you can actually, you can say, drink something and spew out and suddenly flames will come out of you, sort of a flamethrower.
Well, there's an enemy in Dark Souls 1 that does that, right? Like those gas bag dudes. They just spit out fire.
Mm-hmm, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because we were in the painted world where I was in there and you were helping me out and I got shanked by some dude. And then you're like, hold on, let me get my hacked account. And you came back and you're like, now I'm ready for him.
Hacked account?
Yeah, because you're going to deal with like hackers all the time. So you need a hacked account. You need a hacker buster, so you just...
Hacker buster.
Yeah.
Well, that guy was using sorceries, actually. He was actually a legitimate player using sorceries.
I know, I'm fucking around. Why you gotta ruin my jokes, man? The fuck? This is the last time you're coming on this show. Goddamn, taking the piss out of me. You're Canadian, not British.
He's not gonna...
Anything else you can tell us about this DLC?
There's a dude that whips himself in the trailer.
What?
Okay. Didn't you say there was going to be a gladius weapon? Or were you wrong?
Sort of a short sword sort of thing. And
now, can you tell us the history of the gladius? I think it's a Roman weapon, actually.
I think it was Rome back in, I think, BC.
don't actually need to give us the history of the gladiator.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
If you tell him
really.
to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah, I know. He's trying. He's like, hold on, Google faster. Hurry up, Siri.
No, I'm actually going by memory.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't know it was BC. I don't think so. It had to be. I don't think it could be in BC. That's incorrect.
It may be.
It may be during our lifetime, man. Not like before fake times happened or whatever.
Fake times.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Dark Souls. Anyway, Volts, I noticed that there were quite a few new enemies revealed in the game. We saw a lot of humanoid enemies, some new insectoid-like enemies.
Vikings?
As a Dark Souls, yes, as a Dark Souls vet, do you have any idea if are these brand new enemies, or they are somehow collected to? No, not collected. They have something to do with the lore, basically. Are they like references to previous enemies, or these are just all brand new?
Some of the enemies I've seen within the trailer, I think, are brand new, actually. The enemies that throw javelins, that's new.
Oh, yeah.
There were enemies that threw spears in part 1, right?
Shot spears.
Oh, that's right.
Fucking Silver Knights.
What?
Oh, I know you're
Silver Knights. They would shoot spears, not arrows. They shot fucking spears at you.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking badass if all things considered.
My dick blocked one. It's on YouTube. Strong penis. All right, go ahead, please.
Oh God!
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh God!
Go ahead, Volts. I'm sorry for interrupting. And also, GamerTron, I did not realize you were a vet of Dark Souls. Like, what kind of animals have you taken care of in Dark Souls?
Wait, what? Oh!
I'm sorry. Just shitty jokes. Volts, will you go ahead, please? Yeah.
That went right over his head.
Yeah, it's okay. I have horrible jokes.
Apparently, the wolves that are in this new area act in a pact, you could say. Or in a pack. If you catch them alone, I think they run away.
I saw like a wolf boss. I didn't know there were wolf. Where'd you see that?
Any Harambes? No?
Harambes.
No.
Don't offend Gamertron by talking about dirty gorillas. Come
on.
Oh,
man. Okay.
What do you mean offend me? You make it sound like an MSJW. Jesus.
All
right, you YouTube hero.
Anything else you got to add, Volts, before I boot you out? Because, yeah.
Oh, don't boot Volts. Poor Volts.
He knows my humor.
I'm just fucking with you.
All the information I got is from user Vati video. If you want in-depth information, he just loves to go on, and sometimes to me it's irritating that how much detail he goes in, and I'm just going, Jesus fucking Christ.
I've heard this before. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
You're offended by detail?
Micro-early aggressed.
My God, man! Stop humoring these numbskulls.
Look. The thing is, he's one of those YouTubers that got locked into Dark Souls content, and that's what it is. So he doesn't have a choice but to just elaborate.
Unfortunately, it's unfortunate, but
it is.
He is really good at. There is a reason he's locked into it. He's really good at what he does.
Yep.
Really bloody good.
So good, he can't do it in any other content type. So it's not his fault. It's just no one likes change. So fuck you for trying. That's all it's to it.
Just look at
Titanfall 2. Somebody's got some daddy issues. YouTube daddy issues.
I don't give a fuck. They don't pay my wages. They don't pay my wages. I'm just speaking.
I know Dogman Dan was complaining about how none of his other videos are getting support.
Oh yeah, no, that happens.
Besides the Warframe stuff.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one.
A bunch of...
Hey, easy now. You're in the presence of Volts, and he plays Warframe still.
Hey, writers of
the community of
over
Warframe
1 million
is a bunch
Western
of
players.
assholes.
Jesus God. All right, Volts, thanks for your time. We can get you the fuck out of here now. Seriously, if you got anything to promote yourself, go ahead because
Well, I just wanted to quickly throw something out to Vikings that does earthquakes, living trees that throw fireballs at you, and shield with a respective wolf.
Ooh. That's right. What, when you block with it, or what is it?
I think if you just press parry, pretty much, it's an alternative thing.
So if you parry with this, there's a shield that has a wolf crest on it or something like that, right? The face of the wolf. And if you parry, you can have a spectral wolf come out of that and just, I guess, do like a damage like a fireball or something, I suppose.
So it's just like a shield bash that pretty much shows an image, a spectral wolf, just to add the effect of you're bashing someone with the power of the wolf or whatever.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So it's a nice graphical effect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want the shield, like the wolf on the shield, to like bite the sword, you know? And then they're like, God damn it. They can't like, get their fucking sword back to move. But anyways.
Oh boy, that's gonna be a pain in the PvP.
So you're on Twitter as well. Anything you're playing recently? I know you've been playing Dark Souls 3, which is why I can't come and watch. Anything else you got coming up?
Well,
maybe
I'm
nothing
not entirely
really
sure.
planned. Yeah.
Nothing planned.
All right. Fair enough.
I guess I should shamelessly advertise myself.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
Oh, jeez.
Shamefully do it.
I'm on YouTube, 109 volts. I'm on Twitter, 109 volts as well, and Twitch, 109
you're on Twitter?
volts.
What's Twitter? I thought only Harambe and Humongous
I thought
were on
that was Evil Corporation.
They're going to get bought out. Anyways.
According to John.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones
Just
show
be
on
careful.
Twitter.
Just be careful of
Never
what.
happening.
Be careful of what you fucking say.
I still don't understand this. Anyway, I'm just.
If you want to understand, Count, I'll get into the nitty
Folks,
gritty
thanks.
after the pod.
Thanks for your help, because you've heard us talk about this
on
forever.
A site that has Hero that rewards snitches and hall monitors, but you won't go on Twitter. Okay.
YouTube heroes,
Give me
everyone.
ISIS any day of the fucking week. Anyway.
All right.
We need
I'll
Twitter
show you
heroes.
why. Oh God.
No.
Folks,
no.
thanks for coming in and filling us in on the DLC for Dark Souls 3. I appreciate that you're giving us a support.
We gotta have Volts on the show sometime, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, when Gamertron finishes Dark Souls 3, and if I ever fucking finish it.
I finished it.
John's already finished it, but with cheats.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Right. I forgot.
Throw that in.
So you're a much better Dark Souls 3 player than Tron.
Oh, he is. Absolutely. He absolutely is. I have no shame in saying that. He is.
Well, he did say the game was easy. I mean, we did hear that.
What?
Once you learn.
Oh, now he's throwing that in.
Oh, shit. All right.
Well, actually, that reminds me. There was a picture I saw on Twitter that actually made a lot of sense about its difficulty. Hope you don't mind if I read it out.
Sure.
The hyped-up difficulty of Dark Souls is largely performative. Gamers often use its hardcore status as a way to play up their own ego and assert a kind of strength. Dark Souls requires patience and practice, but its difficulty is not actually that great, especially compared to games like, say, Takeshi no Shosenju, Takeshi's Challenge.
I don't know what the fuck that is. But everything else is correct. That's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Volts. Thank you for that.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, man. Thanks for showing up. Now get the fuck out.
You better fucking subscribe to me or else I'll come to your house and murder you.
It's true. He does use large knives.
What the
He does
hell?
use large knives during his daily job.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's true.
Oh, God.
Awesome. Thanks, man. We appreciate
crazy.
it.
I think he already left.
He did. I know, but he's probably still listening
I
anyway.
think he said, fuck the B3 Gaming Cast.
Pretty much. He was like, you scrubs. I got to do this shit for free for you
Get
to make.
good.
I got to help you all out.
I hate when people say that shit.
He's got to help us out is what it is. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
Titanfall 2 specs came out.
Yep.
Along with a shit ton of information.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, they've basically revealed almost everything about the game now.
Let me rattle off these minimum requirements.
I saw that.
Go ahead.
An Intel Core i3 3600T or equivalent. I don't know what the fuck processor that is, so I can't tell you what the equivalent would be. 8 gigs of RAM, 45 gigs of hard drive space, and a GTX 660 2 gig. Or Radeon 7850.
Isn't that the card you have?
No, I have a 670.
Oh, okay. 670. Okay.
Yeah, so the recommended specs are an i5 6600, 16 gigs of RAM, 45 gigs of hard drive space, a GTX 1060 6 gig, or Radeon RX 480
Holy
8 gig.
shit! What?
Yeah, that's a big jump. A 1060.
Oh fuck! I need
I'm
to
gonna
get a new
be playing
graphics
it.
card right away.
I'm gonna be
Shit.
playing it at 640 by 480. Wow.
Oh
640 by
wow!
480.
Oh,
You'll be
man.
all right, Janzer.
I
Yeah.
didn't know about that. Holy! I recommended
Yeah.
is a 1060.
That's correct.
Yep.
Oh man! Holy! And this is the source engine.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what other info do you have about Titanfall 2? I missed out on a lot of it. I had too much work to do. And,
Oh my god, dude. So much info. Okay, all the pilot tactical abilities, they've all been revealed. We all knew about, like, Pulse Blade and Grapple Hook. The 2 secret ones have been revealed. There's now a mini pilot shield. Think like the particle wall that the Titans have. There's now a pilot version of it. And there's also a new ability called Phase Dash, very similar to Ronin's Phase Dash. It's like a mini version for the pilot. So basically, the pilots
nice.
now have 2 mini versions of Titan abilities, Particle Wall and Phase Dash. And I've seen some gameplay of it. It's going to change how you engage other people, because you're basically invulnerable for a very short period of time, but you're still moving around.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, when you're using Phase Dash, whether it's Ronin or Pilot, like, you can't see any other players or anything like that. You still see the environment, and you can still move around the environment, but you don't see where everybody is because you're in an alternate dimension.
Right.
Oh,
Phase
that's
shift does.
interesting.
So it's a very unique pilot ability. Also, people are speculating right now whether or not, like, we know there's player customization, like you can change the colors, and it's been confirmed that you can change your gender. There's gameplay showing in the loadout system. People keep saying, "Oh, you're not able to change your gender in Titanfall 2." Bullshit. There it is.
Yeah,
right
but
there.
what if you
Everybody see it.
identify as a sandwich?
Yeah, what if you're gender fluid?
What if you're an
but-
8-year-old girl that it doesn't know what her gender is, hasn't picked yet?
What if you're a 52-year-old man that thinks they're a kitty cat?
What if
Like
you...
that one guy in London.
Yeah.
They
Well,
made a
I almost
documentary
talked about a story right now
sick
that I don't
bastard.
want to because I'm pissed off about it. But if you're 8 years old, guess what? You're a fucking idiot. You don't know what the fuck you are yet. They should be a legal thing where at 18, pick your goddamn gender if you haven't already. But until then, you're an idiot. You're not because if you can't drink or go to be sent off to war, then you don't have a choice. Shut up. You're what we say
I
you
agree
are.
with you 100%.
Jesus Christ, I'm sorry.
I'm in
sorry.
favor of anybody being who they want to be, but biologically, there's still only 2 genders. I'm sorry. You can make up all these names you want. It doesn't make it reality.
I don't want to go down this route. I am sorry I even brought it up. But I gotta say,
you know better.
if you're a child, you don't gotta say because you're a dumb kid. Just shut up. You're dumb. Your brain's not functioning
you're right.
It's not. That's why we're trying to beat
You're
it
not
into
held
submission.
accountable for the things you do.
Jesus.
Therefore, yeah.
Yeah. Now you can have the concepts of what you are, and
Yeah,
you
I
know,
don't
but
care what
I
Caitlin,
identify
Bruce,
as a
I'm still
sport.
don't tell me that my pronouns are wrong that I'm calling you, and I have to relearn pronouns. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
Basically,
I
it's
identify
like
as a bike seat.
Yeah. An attack helicopter or what the fuck ever. I'm like, really?
It's like this. If you have a penis, you're a man. If you have a vagina, you're a woman. It's really
Hey, look,
that
I'm not
simple.
trying to tell people what they are. I'm just saying if you're an 8-year-old kid, you don't have a right to fucking try and bully me into new laws, okay?
Right, exactly.
Fuck you. You're an 8-year-old
That's
child.
the way I
Shut up,
look
you
at
fucking
it.
little bastard.
Yes.
Okay then. Wow.
That's
No,
all.
that's the way I
That's
look
all.
at it.
That's all.
Yeah.
Children,
I look at that 100%.
get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Back to Titanfall 2.
I identify as a Titan.
There you go.
Hey, that's a good thing to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, yeah. So you're able to pick your gender in Titanfall 2. That is coming back. People say it wasn't. It is, dumbasses. And
Plus, it's a fucking video game. Come
Yes.
on, really?
Next, that people are speculating whether or not you're actually able to change your pilot's like armor and look, because apparently
right.
from the new gameplay that they've shown, it used to be that there was this Spectre pilot that had the grappling hook, but now all the gameplay that's being shown right now shows a human pilot with the grappling hook. So people are speculating that either Respawn has changed the armor look for what the different tacticals would be, or you'll be able to customize your character look. That's I have a sneaky suspicion that's still linked to the abilities. They just decide,
sneaky. Go ahead. Sorry. I'm sorry. We're past 2. Look, all bets are off once we pass 2.5 hours, and we're going to 2:42 right now. I'm getting out of it.
Once I'm done with the Titanfall 2, we can wrap up.
All right, that sounds good.
But I am talking about this shit.
Yeah, do it, please. But just be aware, I'm going to be an idiot. I'm sorry.
Anyway, so besides that, with all the new pilot tacticals revealed, they also revealed all the weapons. All the multiplayer weapons have been revealed. Okay, so there's going to be 4 different assault rifles, there's going to be 4 SMGs, there's going to be 2 shotguns, there's 4 grenadier weapons, which is a new weapon type.
Is there different types of ammo for these weapons?
I don't know, Jensen.
Okay, fair enough.
I wish I could.
If they didn't say it, then we'll not expect it. I'm just curious because you know my love of different types of ammo for shotguns. Go ahead. Sorry.
I do too, man. I understand completely.
I should be saying over.
Anyway, so besides that, and 4 different sniper rifles. So all the weapons have been revealed. So I'm very. Oh wait, no. There's also the 4 different anti-Titan weapons, and yeah, that's about it. So anyone who says there's not enough guns, because in the first Titanfall everybody said, "Oh, there's not enough weapons. There's not enough weapons." If you say there's not enough weapons in Titanfall 2, you need help. You need psychological.
What's the count on? What's the count on the weapons?
Okay, so 4 assault rifles, 4 SMGs, 4 LMGs, 4 snipers, 2 shotguns, 4 grenadier weapons, 4 pistols, 4 anti-Titan weapons.
18, 22, 4 pistols is 26. 26 pilot weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. 4 LMGs. They only had 1 last time.
Yeah. Now we have 4
SMGs. They only had what? They had 2?
Yeah.
They had 2.
So they doubled them.
The car and oh gosh.
I can never say that right. The compact.
The compact. RC 97? Was it RC 97?
Yeah. That's back. That's back. Both the car and the compact are back. As well as a ton of new weapons, some new laser weapons, all this awesome stuff, and this whole new class of weapon called grenadier weapons.
Oh,
Grenadier weapons are kind of like a combination. They're basically explosive weapons that can also be used as anti-Titan weapons. So you can use them for anti-pilot, but they're also anti-Titan.
Those are weapons made for me because I've lost my ability to aim at things, so I need splash damage weapons. No, I'm not even kidding. I need to be able to hit an area with, that's why I learned with playing fucking Doom multiplayer. I was like, I'm not going to be able to hit a jumping asshole. I just can't.
Right.
Unless it's been, it's just a massive...
I relate.
I just can't do it.
To that.
So I need some splash damage shit. Give me the splash damage, yeah.
And here's something you'll be interested in. The one of the Grenadier weapons is the Sidewinder. So the Sidewinder is no longer just an anti-Titan weapon. It now can be used on pilots more effectively.
Let's be realistic. We always used it against pilots too.
True.
Come on. We always killed mooks with it, and it, in fact, it was a nice little thing to do with that. Yeah. Sweet.
Also, the Grenadier weapons have there's a ton of different laser weapons. There's a laser grenade launcher. There's this. Basically, all laser grenade launchers. We have a new weapon. We have a new weapon called the EPG, the EM4. They're basically different variations of grenade launchers that fire plasma, laser blasts, all this cool stuff, all this cool sci-fi stuff.
Cool.
They've also revealed all the different weapon attachments and perks. It's a ton of stuff, the kind of customization you want.
Nice.
There's also a really unique bit of pilot customization. You can now choose your melee executions.
Oh, okay.
There's a choice of different melee executions, and there's 4 melee executions so far revealed. There's Neckbreaker. There's the what?
Neckbreaker.
They should have made it like Doom, where you just target an area and you fuck them up that way.
Oh, that would be sweet. Hold up. I'm going to bring up the names. What are the names of the fucking executions?
The Ball Breaker, the Ball Buster, the Ball Buster, the Neck Breaker.
Some woman in heels comes out and kicks you in the balls. The Ball Buster.
Kick me in the jimmy.
I'm sorry, I said a woman. It could be a guy in heels too. I wasn't thinking.
Damn, you are empowering women tonight, man.
I'm trying to give them the ability to kick someone in the in the balls,
the crotch.
Yeah, but I can't do that. Guys got to take that too. Guys got to wear the heels too because.
Why I wear a cup?
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Speaking of brutally murdering people,
What?
some of the executions, like, okay, so I have the names here. There's the neck breaker, the 1-2 combo, where you basically punch a guy in the kidneys and then finish him off with a punch to the face. There's the knee pulse, where you basically jump in the air and knee a dude in the face, snapping his neck. And finally, what's it called? The Grand Theft Semi-Auto. I love this execution. Basically, grab...
Copyright infringement.
Yeah.
You grab an enemy player's sidearm weapon, you grab it out of their holster, and shoot them in the head multiple times.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't know. It sounds rather violent. I'm not sure we can give this to the Westerners because,
Yeah.
Of course, there was a big event where all this was revealed, where a bunch of PC players and Titanfall fans got...
PC players.
Yes, so a bunch of people got to play it.
Guys.
Yeah, a bunch of people got to play it on PC max settings and try out, including a YouTuber we've mentioned before, Frothy Omen. He has a bunch of like review videos out on all the different Titans.
Yeah,
so
I saw Titanfall
play.
Game. They shared one of his videos today.
Nice.
Yeah.
So people have finally had a chance to play as all the new Titans, including Ronin and Legion and Northstar, and it's nothing but positive things. Like, no one's saying anything's underpowered or overpowered. People are surprisingly really liking Legion, and I know we had some worries about Legion with, like, he has just that minigun, and his abilities are focused around the minigun, but surprisingly, people really gravitate towards him, apparently. Ronin is as awesome as everybody's been hoping he is, with the giant sword and whatnot, and the Titan shotgun. People are loving him. The new Titans look awesome, basically, is what I'm saying here. They also showed off all the new customization, like the stuff you can alter their abilities with, like you can equip electric smoke, you can equip nuclear eject. That stuff is still customizable on your Titan.
Nuclear ejaculation, got it. I gotta give
What if
RPG...
they would have had something negative to say, though?
Well, here's the thing. This was a collection of PC gamers that they picked.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why would they say anything negative? But
that's what I'm saying.
I gotta give.
That's a little skew. I mean, the data's been compromised a little bit. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad, but what if they would have come back? The odds of these guys saying something negative.
Yeah.
That's like, I love when like Angry Joe gets invited to like at one of the conventions and he gets to test out the game and he loves it in front of the developer and then he bashes it 5 months later.
Why don't you? I'm going to invite you to the B3 GamingCast, but don't say anything bad about us, because then you won't get invited back. That's how that works.
Yeah, you can't really.
It's the implied.
That's not a good barometer.
It's the implied intent. Like we invited you. Don't bash us. Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
I'm not trying to bust your Titanfall 2 fanboy bubble or anything.
Oh, don't give me that shit.
Gamertron.
I'm talking about the stuff that's been revealed. And yes, these YouTubers said I haven't played the game, so I don't know if the.
I gotta give RPG some credit for this in the chat. He said some of the finishers are the ball breaker, the Rochambeau, the face hugger, and the Harambe. I'd like to add the Bukake, where you just unload on them with your LMG. It comes out of nowhere.
Comes out and starts playing around, and then they shoot him or something. I mean,
the dead gorilla falls on the
Rochambeau.
Oh man, I derailed you. I'll mute myself. Go ahead.
No, it's no problem.
Poor
guys.
Gamertron.
Anyway, so they also revealed all the boosts. These are the replacement for burn cards, the new boost system. They've revealed all the boosts. Some of them include being able to place anti-personnel and anti-Titan turrets. One of them is called Map Hack, which basically for a few seconds reveals everyone on the map for your entire team. The Smart Pistol is now a boost with a limited ammo capacity, only 24 shots, 12 rounds a magazine. So they've nerfed the Smart Pistol is still in the game, still functions the same way, but you now have to earn it, and it doesn't have nearly as much ammunition as. And there's other boosts. They're basically amped versions of like some of your pilot abilities. The final thing that was revealed for Titanfall 2 are the factions. Like, no one entirely knows how the factions are going to play in the final game, but they've revealed all the different factions. What they do so far, what we know so far, is when you select a different faction, when you're in the dropship, it's going to have a different character, like, talk to you. You basically get to choose your announcer, depending on which faction you join. On top of that, leveling up in each individual faction will unlock unique cosmetics related to that faction. I don't know if the factions are going to have like something to say, like in a competitive meta or something like that. If you join a certain faction, for a certain faction, maybe you'll get I don't know, like if each faction represents like your team, like, and you communicate with other players. I don't know. Not everyone knows exactly what the factions do. We do know.
It sounds like you don't.
Faction.
Yeah, let's just move on because you just keep saying, I don't know, faction, I don't know. All right, we'll figure out. We'll see what
I think it's a cool system.
I like to listen to his voice go up a couple octaves whenever he falls in love and starts talking about a game he really loves, though.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm waiting for it. You're just lucky that there's not a lot of feedback about Deathwing. Otherwise, I'd be the same way. That's the one that I'm like, I got a hard on for.
Can't wait.
I already pre-ordered that bitch. Yeah. Sorry, Titanfall 2? I have not pre-ordered yet.
Uh-oh.
No, there's no uh-ohs. It's me being a conscientious,
like, no problem.
A conscientious buyer and actually waiting to see the what the output is, because I keep seeing all these variable stuff and I'm like, I'm not fully sold. I know it's going to be different, and from the gameplay I've seen, it's different enough that I'm like, I don't know. It seems a little too polished in the direction of me not seeing what I saw from the original game movement wise and all that I'm a little on the fence. So since they've done this recent update to movement and whatever, right? Was that very, very recent, or was it the one that they did about a month ago? I don't recall.
I'm not sure.
So I got to see this new footage. I'll watch some.
Check out
Frothy's, because I know he really got into the community and was like, all right, what's bad about this? What's bad about this game? So I want to see what the output of that was, and good for him for being able to get in touch with the developers and having them like tweet a video of his out.
That was awesome. So we basically know almost everything about Titanfall 2 now. What we do not know is the rest of the game modes and more stuff on the single player. But that reminds me, game modes. They've revealed that attrition is back, the game mode everyone asked for.
Right.
Attrition's back. They also revealed Capture the Flag. That's been confirmed. And Last Titan Standing. That is back as well. And a new 1v1 game mode called Coliseum, which is very interesting. There's going to be more game modes that the developers say there's going to be more games. There was one other thing. Oh, yes! They have confirmed that private matches and spectator mode will be in the game at launch.
That's great. For this game, that matters a lot. Whereas with Doom, I don't really get the private matches too much. I think I do after you explained how they did it. They did what I was talking about, which is they allow you to fully customize. That's the key with private matches. If you're not going to have private servers, that's technically kind of the same thing. As long as you get a private room to customize however you want. I don't want that weapon in there. Great, let me take it out. Now, if that's what Titanfall does with their dues, Jesus Christ, I'm tired. If that's what they do with their private matches, perfect. If that's not what's going to happen, it's just because you want to 1v1 me, bro, then fuck off. But either way, that's interesting. That's good stuff. That's good to hear.
And spectator mode, that was never in the original Titanfall, and that's something people asked for in the original for quite some time. So I'm glad to hear that spectator mode's going to be in 2. That's friggin' awesome.
Here's one of the things that definitely has me not pre-ordering the game, Titanfall 2. Frontier Defense. What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? Where's my Frontier Defense? I don't want to be fucking PvPing against Frothy with his fucking elite fucking movement skills. I'm gonna die every goddamn time. Come on, man. Shit, what about old people like me? I need my Frontier Defense with my stupid AI that I can murder and feel like like a hardcore player again or something. It's all about ego, man. I need my dick to get hard. Where's my Frontier Defense?
Yeah, you'll still get the game. I mean, there's no problem not.
Maybe count.
Well, yeah.
If I don't have game modes in there that I want to, like, look how much Doom I played. I played the main game, and that was it. I only played the multiplayer recently because I've got a little bit of an itch to go in, mix it up and stuff. And I'm not going to go do that out in the corner on the street here. So I'll do it in a video game. I got a little fight in me, So.
Oh, that's beautiful, Janter. Beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, I would love to see Frontier Defense, and I'm not the only one. I know that.
I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna get the game, whether or not I pre-order or not is another.
I see
matter. But I'm definitely.
I see what you're saying. On sale?
Yeah. Sure. Nah, I'll get it on day of release.
Oh man, you're asking for trouble.
I already pre-ordered that fucker. Like you guys know that.
Well, dude, come on.
You're not getting the helmet though.
I don't need the stupid helmet.
Why you're not
stupid?
You should be on Respawn's like tweeting. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna. They should be retweeting your videos too.
Oh, that would be sweet.
You got to harass them the way that the other guys are. That's why. You got to say, look, this is how your game is bad.
Hey, Twitter is powerful, man. I got UPS customer service. I didn't even hashtag it, and I got their customer service to tweet me, and they took care of my problem.
Nice.
Just because I badmouthed them on Twitter.
Hell yeah.
Well done, Count.
See? Squeaky wheel, man.
Anyways, I'll just wrap up the whole Titanfall 2
Yeah,
thing.
go ahead.
I am really fucking excited. I'm really glad.
You don't say.
I love how Respawn has, like, they've been every time the haters say, "Oh, you don't have this. You're failing."
You don't have
that.
Frontier
Respawn,
Defense.
Don't know that yet. We never know.
I do know it. It's not shown. I'm saying it also because you're saying that every time that someone says it, they go and they respond to it. They haven't fucking responded to that, so I need them to respond to it. And clearly what works is outrage, so therefore I'm going to make a YouTube video about it.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Good for you. I'll
there
give
you
a
go.
cookie later.
Baby goes to bed now. I hear the condescension. That's fine.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you know what? It worked out for them, and had they had Frontier Defense day one, you know that would have been so much better for them. So, looking at stats. What are the two games the two game modes that are still played in one? Attrition, yes.
Attrition and
because
Frontier
that gives
Defense.
the most XP probably, but Frontier
Yeah.
Defense because it's a fun game mode.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Yep.
But again, I'm just like looking at it from the perspective of like everybody keeps saying, "Oh, this game's gonna fail." It's a step backwards from the previous game, like, and then they do this. Then they say, "Oh, you can't let us switch genders." Yes, we can. "Oh, you don't have attrition." Yes, we do.
Well, you don't have Frontier Defense.
Okay, I get yes, I get it, Jen.
Well, you're not Respawn. You don't need to apologize. Now you're acting like a developer apologizer. Don't do that.
Why am
Just
I
say, you're right. You're right. They don't have it. I hope that they bring it back. And in fact,
same here.
And in
Yes.
fact, they brought it in later, so hopefully they learn from that, and they do really. Maybe it's going to be a surprise that they release day one. Yeah?
Yeah.
Angel City.
Dude,
we did not know about Angel City until just recently.
Exactly.
So, yeah, could happen.
What I'm talking about, I'm just talking about the people are being irrational. That's what
I'm being
talking
irrational
about.
right now.
You know what? I can't argue with you. I'm not going to try to.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't win this one.
I'm not trying to win. I'm just trying to be outrageous because that's how that works, right?
That's how it works.
Well, Titanfall 2 looks awesome. That's all I'm going to
Hell
say.
yeah.
So does Elite Dangerous. Oh.
Oh, I was drinking water there, Count. For Christ's sake, I could have spit that all over.
Oh, man.
Friggin' ugh. Well, I guess just before we start wrapping things up, just a few quick things.
Sure.
Some new games came out this week. A few new
Great.
indie games, which I actually like to give a shout out to.
Awesome.
A new horror game called Watch
I
This.
love horse.
Yeah, horror game. Watch this.
Okay.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
What's it
watch
about?
this. It's a procedurally generated game where you have to run through a labyrinth while being chased by a monster and avoiding deadly traps.
Oh.
It's only $5 on Steam, and it looks pretty good. Like,
Well,
you
it's
may like it
20%
visually.
off.
Oh.
That's why it's $5. Isn't it?
I
Awesome.
have Canadian dollars, so
Yeah, it's 20%.
Look, we already
off. It's
proved
normally-
that's not a real
Yeah,
currency.
it's
Why are
normally
you keeping
$4
that?
American. Normally $4 American is $3.19 right now. Yeah, 20. I almost bought it the other day.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Watch This looks interesting, especially if you're into platformers and horror games like Outlast and Alien Isolation, stuff like
Sweet.
that.
Yeah.
Watch This is looking pretty cool. Another indie game that came out is Virginia. It's a first-person adventure mystery game, which for an indie game has a surprisingly it's a really good looking game. It has like a simplistic cartoony art style, but they've got voice acting. It looks like they've got a lot of cutscenes, and it's getting a lot of praise from critics. So
cool.
I'm keeping my eye on Virginia. It looks interesting. I love a good murder mystery.
I trust critics.
So, not all the time.
What? I do. And most of us do. Otherwise, we wouldn't, actually take the good recommendations, and we'd only take the shitty ones.
That's
but
true.
whenever we hear, like, oh, this has got a lot of good praise. Oh, okay. That sounds good.
Of course.
I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah.
If they say this is really shitty, we don't go, oh, that sounds great. Let me go check it out.
We'll always look at things with a skeptical eye.
That's how it should be. Yes.
Should be.
Of course,
And
I'm being
one
sarcastic
last-
about that. I trust.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Sorry. For some people, they may think because I tend to go really for it after that. Like, oh, I really believe this. No, I don't.
Okay. One last indie game that came out this week. The Uncertain, Episode 1, The Last Quiet Day. It's a game in the same vein as recent Telltale games. It's a story about deep in the future, humanity is extinct and robots have taken over the world, and there's this one robot that may have discovered something about humanity he wasn't supposed to, and he has to run away from the robot cops. It's silly, but it looks interesting. And
it does
has,
look
again,
pretty cool.
Very nice visuals. So.
Yeah.
3 new indie games came out this week. The Uncertain, watch this in Virginia. Maybe check them out.
Uncertain. I'm not going to pay $13.49 for it though.
Okay, I understand.
It's normally
yes.
$15, but yeah,
Interesting.
that does look pretty cool though. I must admit, the Uncertain Episode 1 looks decent. Looks kind of interesting.
All right, I'm done. I'm good. So whatever you guys like, you do.
Did any of you guys watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the Ghost Rider with the Ghost Rider in it?
No.
I don't.
I haven't.
It's not available for me.
I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I don't watch it much either. I watch it every once in a while, but I just wanted to throw in Marvel Heroes now has a Ghost Rider team up based on the show, and Quake, one of the characters that's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, you got me
the
excited. I
Inhumans.
thought you were talking about the game Quake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, the Marvel character Quake. So
yeah,
they're like, yeah, I don't care.
Quake is a female, right?
Yeah, Quake is a female.
Right.
It's
so
Mr. Hyde's daughter.
What happened is, like, with people like Game of Thrones that don't understand who Quake is, I saw somebody say something like, "Oh, a Quake woman? What?" And they were thinking Quake the video game. Like, well, how is that?
Game.
What's that?
Right.
It's like, no. It was just kind of a funny little thing I saw on Twitter.
But now
I'm sorry, I brought that platform.
Where you can buy them now and get them as a companion, as a team up in Marvel Heroes. So
cool.
That's kind of cool. I always like the team ups. The team ups are one of the fun part of the game.
Awesome.
I have one other thing to say. Earlier I threw it in because you guys were talking about like YouTubers that weren't, like, if they made a different video and they're not getting support on other videos. Riders of Icarus has hit like 1.4 million players in the West.
Damn.
Outside of the Korean part of it, so it's pretty successful. And I noticed that a lot of the YouTubers, a lot of more like MMO YouTubers are jumping on the bandwagon and making videos and getting views for that game. So
interesting.
It's kind of they have a new DLC coming out in a couple days called Rift of the Dam, and it's got the level cap boosted and all that, and a new raid and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm thinking about getting back and just doing some Riders of Icarus videos.
All right, cool.
So.
And you were talking
popular.
about shutting down your channel.
Well, I was because I didn't have my PC I couldn't play the damn game hardly.
That's right.
True.
But anyway,
do you guys want to field a question from?
Sure.
Oh,
Let's
sure.
field a question before we get out of here.
All right.
I'll try not to make an error.
If you had to work in a public service job for a decade, what job would you pick? Why that job?
Oh, public service?
Yeah.
You said?
Yes.
I need to think about that one.
That's kind of the problem with these questions. A lot of them are like, "What's the best?" Here's another one. In your opinion, what's
public service job?
Yeah, for 10 years. Yeah.
For 10 years.
Yeah. What job would you pick and why? So while that's stewing in your brain, here's another one because they all have to do with like best. What is your favorite video game story so far? What made it so good? These are heavy. In your opinion, what's the best single video game soundtrack?
Ooh,
that might be easier to pick up.
Okay, well, I'm willing to. Okay, as for soundtrack, I can list. I have to cheat. I can't name one. I'll name two.
Okay.
The BioShock games. Mm-hmm. BioShock games have magnificent soundtracks. They simply do. Like, yeah, but the BioShock games have wonderful soundtracks, and of course, I have to Doom soundtrack. Like it's like when that game's music plays during combat, you are.
I have to admit, I have to agree with that one. Yeah, Doom.
And we are
I've
just
never
gonna.
played BioShock.
It's not. I'm not trying to make you guys answer all of them. I just figured if you want to answer any one of them, go for it. But I just giving you the idea of.
I can answer. Yeah. I can answer these questions. As for best video game story, again, I gotta cheat and I gotta go two-way street. I've always really enjoyed the story of Spec Ops: The Line, and how that story is filled with twists and turns and plays with your expectations. Really enjoyed Spec Ops: The Line, and the Mass Effect games, the Mass Effect trilogy as a whole. That's a wonderful story, a simple, wonderful story with wonderful characters.
Cool.
As for the public service thing,
you don't have to do that one.
No, you know what?
Service,
I will.
I'm not going to do it.
Bus driver.
I'm not going to do that.
If I did bus driver, because that way I could help out a ton of people with their
Ralph
day.
Crandon.
I don't think a public service job. That's not something that. No, that's a private institution. A public service job is one, I believe, that is employed by. You get funding from the state or the city, I believe.
Oh, well, I need to do research then what a public service job is, so I can't answer the question.
Something like child welfare, something like city public works.
Social worker.
Yeah, social work type stuff, which,
public service. I mean, unless they're talking about that you work, like you're waiting on the public, then Gamertron would be right. But, I was going to say
hand jobs at a bus station? What?
I was going to say hand jobs in the park.
But
I mean,
that is a public service job.
All the calluses in my hand, I probably couldn't make it 10 years, but...
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
That's pretty handy.
Probably social, some kind of social work. Maybe trying to get kids off drugs or something. I mean,
there you go.
Well, that's good.
You could scare them straight.
Yeah, exactly. I'd grab them.
What the fuck is wrong with you, little fucking prick?
Smacking them in the
There you go.
Stop putting the needle in your arm. The needle does not jump up on your arm alone. You fucking.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean,
stop doing heroin. Have some of this coke.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Just get high, man. Just get high. No, I don't know.
Whoa, you don't have to answer the other ones. I just threw some, and Gamertron, being what he is, just decided to answer them all.
Video game story. I don't know. Do I even pay attention to the stories?
Exactly. So what about soundtrack? Anything spring up to mind?
DC Universe's story was pretty good.
Cool.
At times. Oh, pretty good. Yeah. Brainiac. It was cool when Brainiac was the main villain, and every like DLC led up to like the big final Brainiac confrontation, and then after that was done, it kind of they went off on a tangent, and it was like, it just went downhill from there. But the initial first 2 years of the game, where it was always about chasing Brainiac or defeating Brainiac, that was really a really good story in that game.
Cool.
Ooh, I need to look that up.
No, you won't.
I know I will.
Really, Gamertron.
It's your tone, Gamertron. You'll have to learn how to interact with human beings at some point.
I'm being serious. I genuinely I didn't know DC Universe had like a continuous story. I'm genuinely
We'll
curious.
be awaiting your book report Monday.
I kind of like Destiny's story, even though it's kind of repetitive. But I mean, Destiny doesn't really have a... I mean, people like it doesn't have a story, but I think it's kind of
Borderlands 2? No.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great story.
Pretty good story.
That's a funny
Pac-Man?
story too.
Yeah.
There you go.
The story of Pac-Man. That guy's hungry.
Hell yeah,
fucking hungry.
He needs help, is what he needs. He needs an exorcist if he's getting chased by ghosts all the time.
All right. Not to draw it out anymore. I'll just do mine real quickly. I'm going to combine the favorite story and the soundtrack for... I can't... The thing that comes from the top of my head is probably because it's very recent, but it's also probably very true. Wolfenstein: The New Order. I absolutely love that game. I am not going to lie that it got me teary-eyed. It is so fucking good. it's just the soundtrack is amazing. By the way, the guy that did the Doom soundtrack is the same guy that did Wolfenstein: The New Orders.
I know.
So but Wolfenstein: The New Order blows away Doom. In fact, there's another question on here that says, recommend one game that, in your opinion, is so good that you feel nearly anyone would enjoy it. I don't think Wolfenstein: The New Order is for everybody because it is so intense and impactful, and the subject matter, the situations you get put in, the things you have to see, all that. It's amazing. But I think for both story and soundtrack, it's probably it may be my favorite. It may be my favorite because nothing really comes to mind other than that, and that's when you kind of know. Right. So yes, I'm going to be marrying Wolfenstein: The New Order next fall. Just want to let you know it's going to be about a year, so I'll send out invites. Don't worry. Public service job. I'll be a fucking cop, motherfucker. I'm gonna bust all your asses, and then I'm gonna shoot you. So with that, thanks everyone.
No lives matter.
That's right. I'll fucking murder all of you fucks.
Yep. Damn, you sound like Luther.
That's right. Cross my line. You know where the line is? With me.
I'm genuinely scared right now. What the fuck is going on?
Do I look like a cop?
Do I look like a cop? Exactly. Cops are scared to fucking bust my ass.
I'm Bat Dad.
I'm Bat Hams. Look at these hams. Okay.
We've lost it.
Yeah, I'm fucking done.
I lost about an hour ago, I'll be honest with you. I need sleep. I want to play. I want to stream tonight. So
well, in that case, Count, thanks, man. You really brought it. I know you were really feeling not so great, and then last time too, you were sick, and I think the last time you were starting to get sick. So
it's just lack of sleep this weekend. I just haven't,
All right, and Gamertron, of course, doing his thing, bringing the positivity, energy,
bringing the
optimism, bringing the heat in the beginning, bringing some fire down.
It's mostly I would like to. Reiterate her here, but it's getting late. Whenever I'm being salty or outrageous, I'm doing it just for entertainment. I'm not really genuinely upset about any of this.
It's not like life or death for you.
No,
like you're
not at all.
He genuinely, when he says he wants to slap the shit out of commentators, he genuinely does though. Just saying, that's true.
Yes,
that's true.
It is. That is true.
Peace out, motherfuckers. We will see you next time. Until then. Fucking play some video games.
Yes, and remember to check us out on Podbeam and iTunes.
Podbean.
Podbean. With an N.
Bean.
As in
with an
9.
N. Okay.
Yeah,
like my N. 9. I'm going to pause the cap in your ass with my 9.
Like green bean. Chili
We're out.
bean.
See you, motherfuckers.